Report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz. It alleges Gaetz used illegal drugs and regularly paid for sex, including with an underage girl. Fox's Eben Brown.
Republican former Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida is taking to his X account to deny claims made in a House ethics report that he engaged in prostitution. In posted screenshots, presumably of witness testimony transcripts, Gaetz highlights instances where the witnesses claim to have never charged for services, but that money was received, with Gaetz commenting he was dating this person at the time and simply gave her money. Gaetz also claims the release of the report by the House Ethics Committee is defamatory and that as a former House member, they hold no jurisdiction over him. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
President-elect Trump wants to buy Greenland, even though Denmark says it's not for sale. Here's Fox's Therese Crowley.
President-elect Trump interrupting Russia and China in their global bid for domination of the Arctic. Posting on Truth Social, for national security and freedom throughout the world, the U.S. feels that ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity, as he named his pick for U.S. ambassador to Denmark, PayPal co-founder Ken Howry. Denmark's response has been it's not for sale. Ever since then, President Trump first floated the idea of buying Greenland in 2020. Russia has sought to claim territory in Greenland's exclusive economic zone. The island holds mineral deposits, maybe vast oil, but also the only permanent ice sheet outside Antarctica. Trump suggests ownership could hold the key to global and climate security. Therese Crowley, Fox News.
AAA says the current average for a gallon of regular gas is $3.04, and that is up about 2 cents since last week. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What kind of weather to expect with the holiday? Cloudy and 42 degrees downtown. Radar is pretty much clear. It's looking like you're maybe getting some rain further southeast of Indy. Low of 36 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. It's not snow, but rather rain you'll be seeing.
But then as we get later in the week, we're looking at rain chances to return Christmas Eve night into Christmas morning. And that's, again, going to be mostly the heaviest rain for that's going to be across the southern portion of the state.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service says you can also expect temperatures to warm up as the week goes on. He says the evidence wasn't there. Kurt Darling reports on a man's hope for clemency for a convicted killer in Indianapolis.
In 1994, Orvin Mabee was the foreman of a jury that found Kofi Ajabu and Raymond Adams guilty of murdering 3 people. 30 years later, Mabee says Ajabu's conviction was wrong.
The forensic expert had found a footprint in the basement where the girl was murdered. The size on the shoe print matched Adams, not Kofi.
Though Ajabu admits to being present when the killings happened, Mabee believes his life sentence should be cut short since he believes Ajabu did not kill anyone. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Gas prices have been going back up lately across the country, says Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg Survey.
At the low end of this panel of cities, Houston, 252, and the high is Honolulu at 450. Long Island, the average is 292, Minneapolis 303, and Los Angeles 424.
Gas Buddy says Indiana's average is around $3.10 a gallon today. That's 7 cents higher than it was about 7 days ago. Migration in Indiana is balanced for the first time in nearly 30 years.
That's according to a new study released by Atlas Van Lines. I'm John Herrick. That means the percentage of people moving out of Indiana and the percentage of people coming into Indiana is evenly balanced.
Now, what is really different this year is this is a change because historically, Indiana has been an outbound state.
Lauren Picos with Atlas Van Lines tells Wish TV that people have been choosing to live near places like Carmel and Anderson, and she also says many people are moving from Illinois to Indiana because Indiana's more affordable. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today day.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
What's up, Harrison? Looking at southbound 65. Crash reported before Meridian Penn over on the shoulder, causing stop-and-go traffic back to 21st Street. On the north side, eastbound 465, slow Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Market District with locations in Carmel and Westfield. Discover the value of fresh at Market District. Find all the holiday season essentials in one place. Visit your Westfield and Carmel Market Districts to see how easy it is to be a foodie. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIDC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies for the day today. Could see a few spotty showers later this afternoon with highs around 42. Mostly cloudy tonight with lows in the mid-30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez filling in for Jason Hammer. How the hell are you, man? Are you doing all right?
Doing
you okay?
fantastic. Hey, great to be back here with you, Nigel.
Yeah, but I think it was about a year ago I was allegedly infecting you and Allison with COVID.
Not allegedly.
Look.
So much proof. It's unreal.
You gave us the vid.
I'm sitting across from Dr. Fauci and Dr. Burks over here.
Except we're not liars.
Somehow prove that I was the one that infected you. We could talk about that later. I woke up this morning. Are you listening to something on the Are you listening to the YouTube feed on your personal computer while we're on the air?
Listen, this is proof that we actually monitor the YouTube chat.
Okay, YouTube chat. And I've got a new computer, so I'm signed out. I'm not able to participate in the YouTube chat, but feel free if you can get in there. But I woke up this morning and I'm feeling good, and it's Christmas Eve. After the show, I'm going to a Christmas Eve Christmas service at Traders Point. Our family's getting together. We're all going to get to dinner after the service, and I'm feeling good. We got a great show today, and the first thing I see is that President Biden commuted the sentences of 37 out of 40 dudes on federal death row. I mean, Merry Christmas to you guys. This is a list that includes 5 child killers, several mass murderers, police killers, military killers, in just a stunning act of clemency 2 days before Christmas. Christmas come early for those child killers on federal death row at the behest of Joe Biden.
Yeah, imagine being those families, though, that had to sit through the court proceedings, had to sit through the death row stuff, and now they're finding out it was all for naught, right? So what gets lost in here is he also commuted the sentences of about 1,500 people on December 12th. One of those people was convicted of killing 2 ex-husbands of another lover who stole $15 million from their town.
I saw that. That was earlier. That was like last week or a couple of weeks ago. Unprecedented, like 1,500. Huge. So here is what Joe Biden had to say about commuting the sentences. Again, 37 of 40 men. I'll tell you the 3 that are still on the death row list. Quote, I am more convinced than ever that we must stop the use of the death penalty at the federal level. In good conscience, I cannot stand back and let a new administration resume the executions that I had halted. That was a quote from Joe Biden today. He tried to give some mealy-mouthed sentiments about the victims' families. I can't imagine what they're going through. If I sat here on the eve of Christmas Eve and read what these guys that are on federal death row or that were on death row that Joe Biden decided to not pardon, but commute. If I sat here, it would depress the hell out of me.
100%.
I cannot sit here and read what these guys.
We talked about it beforehand. We didn't even want to say it.
I can't. At this point, no. Maybe.
I mean, you see the hard R in there for almost every single one of them. Sometimes for children, sometimes for multiple people. I mean, it is.
One of the guys, I will say, like one of the guys that is now no longer on death row, killed this girl's mom in front of her and then killed her, the 12-year-old, days later. Just example after example of this. Now, I thought the list of federal death row inmates was bigger than that. I did not know there were only 40 on there.
Which has been updated already on the website. We looked at it 10 minutes before the show. They've already got it down to these 3 guys.
I can't believe these guys. And Jerry, I don't even care. You can make whatever argument you want. Oh, the death penalty is not a deterrent. I don't care if it's a deterrent or not. It's justice in its purest form. These guys, and it's not like these guys were convicted of heinous murders and then all of a sudden they were put to death or sentenced to death the next day.
Right.
Appeals process, decades behind bars, sipping off the taxpayer. Now these child murderers and mass murderers are going to be living out their days 3 squares a day, cable TV.
For $70,000 a year each on taxpayers' dime.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
70?
So I did the math. If they sit there for 20 years, it's $1.4 million per inmate.
I mean, I think this is the biggest story of the weekend. A lot of news happened over the weekend. A lot of heinous news. That lady on the subway in New York that was set on fire by the illegal immigrant. That is all over the place.
And the people just walking past. Even there was a police officer
I don't understand. I don't understand that footage. I can't get that footage out of my feed fast enough. But I don't understand the cops just walking by.
Yeah.
Every movie I've ever seen of somebody on fire, somebody grabs a blanket or a coat and just tackles them.
Yeah. Not in New York.
And I don't get that. That was a guy who allegedly set the woman on fire that died, was deported under Trump, back under Joe Biden, and was living in migrant housing. So, here's my question, and I read the statement for Joe Biden. Why were these original penalties unjust? Why in the world did these guys, who were all found guilty of heinous, absolute, I mean, these are the subhuman animals. You remember, it harkens back to when Donald Trump called MSNBC, I almost said it, MS-13 members, he called them animals.
Yeah.
And then Nancy Pelosi said, you should not call anybody an animal. Everybody has a spark of life.
Right. Not these guys.
These guys don't. They're subhuman animals.
Yeah. So anybody who's capable of committing any of these crimes is not like us.
Why were the original penalties unjust? And why did the Boston Marathon bomber, also Dylan Roof, the Charleston church killer, and then Robert Bowers, who killed people in the synagogue shooting in 2018, they're still being put to death. So what I guess the difference here? I mean, okay.
They're the newest. They're the newest, most fresh in people's minds.
Hate crimes,
sure.
Racial crimes,
sure.
Terrorist crimes.
Sure.
I understand that, but Joe Biden kind of just says, "All right, these guys, they still got to die, but the child rapists / murderers, they can survive."
3 out of 40. He was like, "Nah, not these. These are too far."
Yeah, exactly.
So right now we can agree that Dems will only allow you to die 2 ways. They want to kill you before you make it to Earth through abortion, or they're okay with you dying if you hang out in the middle of their downtowns after 2 a.m.
Isn't that one of the Joe Biden cited his religion as like, I can't go through with these
in good conscience.
Okay, but you wanted to codify abortion into federal law, but that's a thing, and I think. Big picture Democrats look at this, and it's just another reason why everybody is kind of looking around at each other if you're a Democrat and saying, we are in trouble. Look at guys like Stephen A. Smith, ESPN's highest paid talking head. Stephen A. Smith has a show every day called First Take. I really like it. I watch that. I like the debates on that in terms of sports. But he has a podcast where he delves into politics. He has been an ardent, staunch anti-Trumper. And now, he doesn't really have he doesn't have anything to say about what we've just been talking about with Joe Biden commuting the death sentences. But here's Stephen A. Smith, again, saying now that he regrets voting Democrat, and the tide has turned. People have finally woken up.
Listening to a bunch of fear-mongering to tell us who we shouldn't vote for. Why don't you come up with I don't think anybody could dismiss Donald Trump at this particular moment in time, not just because of him, but because of what we've seen the Democrats do. We're not falling for it any longer. The American people aren't falling for it any longer. I voted Democrat, and I got to tell you something right now. I don't like the fact that I did. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't want to hear about, we're about law. We're about a law. Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. But then you go out and you pardon your son, and you try to blame everybody else for it. I don't want to hear about defund the police. I don't want to hear about, there should be open borders. I don't want to hear this stuff. And I don't think most of the American people want to hear that. And I'm no longer interested in, nor do I believe any of us should be interested in listening to a bunch of fear-mongering to tell us who we shouldn't vote for. Why don't you come up with a plan that tells us why we should vote for you?
Okay, that was Stephen A. Smith saying he regrets voting Democrat and Kamala Harris. And again, he brought up the pardon of his son, Hunter Biden. But you can extrapolate that and say, why are these guys that were convicted of heinous, subhuman, animalistic crimes, now they're off too, essentially? I mean, they're behind bars.
Right, but the left is in trouble when the right can come up with a candidate that's more palatable than Donald Trump. When they put forth a Marco Rubio or something like that, the left is going to see a huge exodus because we don't not hate this guy.
Matt Bear, what's going on with the roads?
Inbound 65 crash at Meridian Penn. It's on the shoulder, causing stop-and-go traffic past 21st Street. North side eastbound 465 slows. Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. And a crash on the west side. This is Girls School Road at West 21st Street. Traffic sponsored by Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I am trying, Matt Bear, you can weigh in on this. I am trying not to be cynical about that Colts win yesterday.
I had a great time, man.
Of course you did.
Yeah, it was cool.
But the final score was 38-30. Do you know what the score was in the third quarter? 38-7. And the Colts have what, a 10-16% chance of getting into the playoffs. That's fine. The Colts had a great time, and everybody had fun watching Jonathan Taylor.
They put him back in when they realized,
Yeah. The word uh-oh.
When you're trying to pad a lead, you shouldn't have to put your starters back in. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying it was, 38-7 in the third quarter, and then the final score was within a touchdown and going for two to tying it up towards the end. That 3rd and 8 towards the end of the game was a huge, huge play. So we're going to get Kevin Bowen from 107.5 The Fan on, and I'm going to be cynical. I'm going to be skeptical. But then we're going to talk about the good things that happened. Records were broken yesterday at Lucas Oil. That is next. It's 43 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
Do you hear that? These are the sounds of our jeweler's workshop at Shane Company, where they're working their magic to bring beautiful, fine jewelry gifts to life. At Shane Company, we love jewelry as much as you do, and we know what it takes to create something special. No matter your budget, we craft our jewelry with expert care to be passed down for generations. With jewelry craftsmen in every store and an unmatched free lifetime warranty, we're here to make sure your jewelry always shines bright. Stop by and shop online at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing, and many times the holidays are when sewer stoppages must be dealt with, and the best of the best for that job is LD Smith Plumbing. They have the perfect equipment and the right people to clean your drains, or help you replace them if they're uncleanable because they're broken down. Best of all, they'll fix your sewer drains with modern piping that will last for decades to come. They clean up the dirty and stinky jobs with plumbing solutions that work. Find them online at ldsmithplumbing.com. That's ldsmithplumbing.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
Decisions determine results. So which path do I want to take? Help people in need or stand on the sidelines watching? Worry about how to pay for school or have my education paid for? Push myself and learn new skills or stay the same? My decision is to serve part-time with the Army National Guard, and my results will be life-changing. What will you decide? Go to NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Sponsored by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The real spirit of Christmas is the goodness we feel in our hearts and share it with the world. Merry Christmas from Pierce Jewelers. May you have a peaceful and blessed new year.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is out. Jerry Lopez is in. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on Kevin Bowen from 107.5 The Fan joining us. He does the morning show there with Andy Sweeney. Kevin, I'm trying hard not to be cynical here from that Colts win yesterday. Colts, I looked great there the first three quarters. 38-30, I believe, the final score. But refresh my memory, the score was 38-7 in the third quarter, right?
Correct. Yep. 23 unanswered from there, yeah.
Okay, so I love it. Yeah, the Colts look great. I mean, tons of yards on the ground. Jonathan Taylor, amazing. But let's get the cynical side of me out of the way. 38-30, the final score. The Titans, the worst team in the NFL, was able to bring it to within a score. What happened there at the end? And then we'll get to the good stuff, I promise.
Yeah, I think it's probably a reminder from the Colts of like, well, we're actually a pretty average to below average football team. And just in case you weren't watching our best quarter of the season, we'll get back to reality there. So, yeah, it was a wild game. I mean, really, they got off to kind of a poor start even. It could have been 10-0. Titans missed a long field goal.
Yeah.
And then really that second quarter and third quarter, again, probably their best stretch of the year. And, you know, the combination of very prevent defense and, Jonathan Taylor actually was sitting out a couple of those drives there as they try to kind of ice it away. And next thing you know, they've got to convert a 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Just to, really kind of ice the game.
Yeah, that was a big one there at the end. That 3rd and 8 was a big one there at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, huge. Anthony Richardson and Michael Pittman Jr., which has been no guarantee this season. So, it got very, very dicey late for the, a couple hundred people still left inside of Lucas Oil Stadium.
So up at the press box was were people wondering, well, wait a minute, is this a real possibility here? Because I was listening on the radio broadcast and Mayte and the other guys were like, well, hey, look, the Colts have been playing great, but boy, we still got a little bit of time left, and I'll be damned if they didn't get it to within a score.
Yeah, it's just, again, a team that I think, probably lacks a killer instinct. I mean, they've only beaten one team with a better than 500 record all season. They've beaten pretty much all their wins are against teams that will be drafting in the top 10, even here in the next 2 weeks. That's who they'll face. So, again, it's an average to below average football team, and I think you probably saw that around, a really historical day running the football.
Okay, leave it up to me to be down on the Colts after they put up 38 points and a bunch of yards on the ground. Talk about Jonathan Taylor's performance for a minute. And like you just mentioned, the Colts broke some records.
Yeah, so franchise record, 335 rushing yards, and then Taylor himself, the second best day of his career. And Nigel, honestly, I walk away from this day thinking that's the tease game of the year. Like, the Colts teased us finally in Week 16. I thought one of their strengths this season would be exactly what you saw yesterday. Jonathan Taylor hitting home runs, and Anthony Richardson providing a really consistent rushing presence as well. And, for those that follow the NFL, if you look at Philadelphia this year with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, if you look at Baltimore this year with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, you're seeing these teams that went out and got, big-time running backs to go with their running quarterbacks. And the Colts, theoretically, on paper, they've got that. And yet it's been such a struggle to try and get that going. And then finally, and I'm sure the opponent has something to do with it, they were able to get it going yesterday in a big, big way. So the offensive line protected, and then obviously Taylor showed off that home run elite speed that he has.
So who are the final two teams? It's Giants next week, right?
Yeah, so they're at the Giants next week, who currently has the number 1 overall pick. Yeah. And then they have the Jags in Week 17, or Week 18, I should say, and they have the 3rd overall pick. So two very bad teams to end the year.
And then the Colts could wind up, with a winning record at the end of the year. That's
correct.
And so what's that mean for the personnel? I mean, that's one more year for Ballard, one more year for Steichen, and the defensive coordinator as well. Is that? I mean, if the Colts wind up 9-8 or whatever, right? That would be if they win out, then we got all these guys for another year, correct?
Yeah, I mean, predicting Jim Irsay is probably a foolish endeavor for anyone to try and do. So
good point. Yeah.
Who
Fair
knows
enough.
exactly
Fair
how
enough.
he will operate? I mean, in no way, shape, or form does the Chris Ballard resume indicate he should get a 9th year. But again, every time Jim Irsay has publicly talked about him, he's spoken about him in beyond glowing terms. So that would lead you to think that you're probably right, and that 9-8 would be a run it back. And again, I'll say it, in 2 weeks from now, if indeed they win their final two, this 9-8 is nowhere near last year's 9-8.
Right.
First off, your quarterback situation, I would say, has regressed. Again, you've only beaten one team with a better than 500 record, eliminated from the AFC South with 3 weeks to go in the season. And then obviously we'll see how the playoff situation plays out here in the final 2 weeks. So we'll see if Jim Irsay offers critical evaluation for his franchise, but I'm not holding my breath.
All right, Kevin Bowen, 107.5 The Fan, hosts the Wake Up Call mornings on our sister sports talk station. Your Domers, Notre Dame over IU. That was a big, a lot of trash talking going in to that game, especially towards IU. Just your thoughts on Friday's college football playoff game and what's next for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I thought it was largely varsity versus JV when you kind of watched it play out. I mean, 2 minutes to go in the game, and IU's got double the amount of punts as they do points. That's never a good thing. I thought Kurt Signetti probably talked to Hare too much, and then really I thought he kind of coached a soft game. If I'm going to be totally honest, I thought IU had some chances to either go for, some 3rd and 4th down situations more aggressively. He oftentimes relied on his punter, who wasn't very good, to punt the football. And then, they're fair catching a bunch of kickoffs. And, he said after the game, a couple times, hey, Notre Dame is bigger, stronger, faster. Well, sure. Okay. If they are that, then you've got to come up with other ways to, try and counter that, which, again, I didn't think he did that in a very aggressive mindset from a coaching standpoint. Again, unbelievable year. Clearly, he's a great football coach and has done wonders in the 1 year. But that was just he did not, and his team certainly did not match the moment of what the college football playoff is about.
Well, 2 more quick questions, and I'll let you go for the holiday here, man. So expectations for IU football next year, and then what's next for Notre Dame? What's on tap for them? Do you have a good feeling about their chances moving forward in the playoffs?
Yeah, so IU will have to be portal hungry again. They will lose a good amount out of the portal. It looks like they're going to look for their starting quarterback out of the portal as well. So there will be a decent amount of turnover from names that you've recognized. And for Notre Dame, they'll play New Year's Day night. So that is January 1st, 8:45 against Georgia down in New Orleans. Now, Georgia will have their backup quarterback in. Their starter got hurt in the SEC title game. One of Notre Dame's best defensive players got hurt on the opening snap of the second half. So, right now Georgia's a slight favorite. I would probably side with that, as much as a Notre Dame fan as I am.
I understand.
I think a realistic nature is probably Georgia is just a little bit of a different animal. And Notre Dame, from an attrition standpoint, with this injury, they're down about 5 defensive starters at this point, and I think that's just kind of adding up throughout the year. So, I would like to think they could keep it competitive, but still, I'd probably pick Georgia in the end.
Happy holidays, KB. Thank you so much for everything you've done for the Hammer Nigel show. And we're not done yet, but just wanted to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we will talk to you next week, hopefully.
Nigel, I appreciate that. Best to your listeners. Happy holidays, certainly to everybody out there, and same to Jason Hammer as well.
Monday Gun Day, Guy Relford. Coming up next, it's the Hammer and Nigel show.
This is Chris with Absolute Comfort. We just want to thank you and your family for business that you've passed to us this year. Our families appreciate everything that you do for us, and we just want to let you know that if you have needs for your man cave or your she shed or whatever the thing is for a family member that you love, we just ask that you give us a call, and we've got some different ideas for you. Have a Merry Christmas.
Absolute Comfort is your Mitsubishi Electric Elite ductless pro dealer.
Tech scams, identity thieves, data leaks. Hearing about these online threats every day can be stressful. But don't worry. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? Well, it means you won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Probably won't be a white Christmas. 42 degrees and cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is clear of any trouble. 36 is about where your low temp is going to fall tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Don't expect any snow in Indiana on Christmas Day, says Andrew White with the National Weather Service.
For Christmas Day, we're expecting temperatures to be in the 40s for much of Indiana, but some spots could be reaching close to 60 by Saturday.
There's a better chance you're going to get some rain as well. IMPD says they could use some help finding a missing 13-year-old girl. Lucia Hernandez Paguada was last seen on Linwood Avenue on the east side a couple of days ago when her family reported her missing. She's 5'3", 93 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. IMPD says she might be in danger, so reach out to them if you can help. The House Ethics Committees released what they found in their investigation into former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Here's Fox's Chad Pergram.
It's a 37-page report, and the committee claims that there is, quote, substantial evidence that Gaetz violated House rules. The committee says Gaetz was involved in prostitution, statutory rape, and the use of illicit drugs. Now, it says that Gates had sex with multiple women at a party in Florida in 2017 and paid them as prostitutes. The committee says that Gates also had sex with a then 17-year-old girl. The report says that victim received $400 from Gates. The committee says she did not tell Gates how old she was. She had just completed her junior year in high school.
Gates is filing a lawsuit to block the release of the reports. He's denied the allegations. As for where gas prices have been going lately, you may want to turn off the radio. Just kidding. Please don't. Oil and gas analyst Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg survey says prices are going up.
After 5 months of crashing prices, totaling 51 cents reduction, now gasoline prices have turned upward. There's been an average hike of 2 cents per gallon to $3.13.
Gas Buddy says your average in Indiana today is $3.10 per gallon of regular. That's up 7 cents from a week ago. Hopefully you filled up then. And a new study by Atlas Van Lines says Indiana migration is balanced for the first time in nearly 3 decades. Lauren Picos with Atlas says they noticed something else.
And when you dig into other data sources, we know that 44% of people from Illinois that are moving out are coming to Indiana.
She tells Swish TV a big reason for that is Indiana's more affordable. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:35.
It's Terry Stacy, and for the last 15 years, Cynthia's Hallmark has allowed me the opportunity to tell you about what makes their mom and pop gift shop so special. I've been a customer even longer, so it's pretty easy. Supporting local businesses in our community is important, and for those last-minute gifts on your list, I hope you'll experience one of their 4 locations. Cynthia's in Greenfield is the world's largest Hallmark store with their beautiful D56 Village and brands like Life is Good, Yeti, Vera Bradley, Ronaldo Jewelry, and American-made products like Swan Creek Candles, Tervis Tumblers, E. Newton Jewelry, and more. This holiday season, tell them I sent you and receive any one regular priced item for 40% off from now until Christmas. A few exclusions apply, and don't miss the 50% off after Christmas sale with 50% off Christmas items and exiting lines. Merry Christmas from Kelly, Court, and the team at Cynthia's Hallmark, a true Christmas tradition for nearly 40 years. 116th and Allisonville Road, 116th and Brook School Road, 96th and Lantern Road, and in Greenfield.
With traffic at 3:36, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, inbound 69 crash between 96. Crash before 96th Street, blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to 106th Street for a 12-minute delay. Looking at downtown, crash clear southbound 65 at Meridian Bend, still loaded back to 29th Street, but that should begin to clear out. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance asks, what do your home and auto have in common? They're yours, and Progressive protects them both. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sky or light rain and some drizzle are possible to tonight with some patchy fog developing through daybreak Tuesday with lows in the mid-30s. Christmas Eve on Tuesday, mainly dry with cloudy skies, carrying out some patchy drizzle with highs in the low 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is out. Jerry Lopez is in. Also filling in is the gun guy, Guy Relford, licensed firearms instructor, 2A attorney. Guy, how are you?
Man, I'm great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gun Day. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers located right in the store. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Got a ton of stuff I want to get to with you. I know you were at the Colts game. You had a big Guy Relford family reunion there, 20 of you there.
It was awesome.
I want to hear about that. I want to hear your thoughts actually on the serious matter of Joe Biden commuting the death sentences of 37 out of 40 federal death row inmates. Let's start, though, maybe here, since Christmas is in a couple days. And you, again, a licensed firearms instructor, Second Amendment attorney, common mistakes that people often make when gifting a gun for Christmas. I'm sure you get this a lot. And
man.
I'm sure people have inadvertently broken the law, possibly, when doing this kind of thing. Maybe not, I don't know. let's go over some of this. What do you suggest?
It's such a great question, Nige. And first of all, I mean, legally, you can legally buy a gun as a gift for another person. You can't transfer a gun to someone that you know to be ineligible to buy their own gun from a dealer. For reasons other than age. And the reason we throw that in there is that you have to be 21 to buy a handgun from a dealer. That's under federal law. But you can legally buy a gun and then gift it to someone who's at least 18, a handgun, as long as they're not a prohibited possessor. And that's the big limitation, is they can't be someone who can't go in and buy their own gun. So if they have a felony conviction, they're under a domestic violence order of protection, they're a domestic batterer, there's a whole long list of people who are ineligible to buy their own gun. But as long as a person, is not a prohibited possessor, you can buy a gun legally. Now you have to use your own money. If I give you $500, man, and say, hey, do me a favor, go in and buy that used Glock for me that you saw, at Indy Arms, and that's a straw purchase.
Straw purchase.
You're using my money to buy a gun, and when you check the box to say yes, I'm the actual transferor or transferee, I should say, then you're lying, because you're not, because you're just buying a gun from me. But if I buy a gun with my own money, and my intent is to give it as a gift to someone who can buy their own gun, then that's totally legal. And that's the legality part. But, man, what I see all the time, and, I taught the big entry-level handgun classes for a lot of years. Now I'm doing mostly private training. But for years, I taught the entry-level class. I taught a ladies-only class. And at the beginning of the year, January, February, March classes always went the same way. It would be people that came in there with guns that someone had gifted them, and they would just be the wrong guns. And the number one reason that people would buy the wrong guns for people, their loved ones, their wives, daughters, whatever it might be, is this myth that if you're a lady, you're a female, you have to carry a revolver. Because there's this thing, well, revolvers are simpler, they're easy to operate. You don't have to worry about, jams and, or what we call malfunctions within the trade. And you just pull the trigger, they go bang, and you can buy these little light revolvers, like 1-inch barrels made out of titanium or aluminum, like the Lady Smith or the airweight or featherweight revolvers. They're 38 specials. They got 1-inch barrels. They're completely light. You pick them up at the gun stores, and they're incredibly light. And they sell them with pink grips or and all. They're marketing them. I mean, one's called the Lady Smith. They are god awful to shoot. Because the lighter weight, see, this is counterintuitive. The lighter weight a gun is, and the shorter the barrel, the more violent that gun is to shoot. The weight of a gun and more barrel length makes that gun milder, more easier to shoot. And so then 38 Special is a very potent round. I mean, there's a lot of gunpowder in there, which means it transfers a lot of energy as soon as that cartridge detonates, and that energy is being released 1 inch from your hands with a little 1-inch barrel with a very light gun, and the weight of a gun helps counteract that both the recoil and the muzzle rise we get when we pull the trigger. And people buy these guns and they give them to the ladies in their lives, and then the ladies bring them to my class or some other class, or they take them to a range and they pull the trigger one time, they set it down, they go, my God, I never want to touch that thing again. I'm a big guy with big hands, and I've been shooting for 40 years, and I hate shooting the damn things. So you give with somebody who's never shot before, it's just a god awful gift. You're a victim of marketing, and you're a victim of the myth that women have to run revolvers. And I always laugh when they say, well, they're less complicated. Well, hey, let's face it, guys. Women on average are about 5 IQ points smarter than we are.
True.
So if anybody needs to carry a less complicated gun, it's guys, not women. That's just. To say, oh, they're simpler. I laugh at that, going, what are you talking about? So anyway, that's the number one myth, and so many people get that wrong. And they're seriously, and then they say, well, I get this pushback sometimes when I tell people this, to guys who have bought the wrong gun, and they'll say, well, but it's not a range gun. They're not going to go and, spend 2 hours shooting it. They just need it if, a bad guy, appears out of nowhere and they need to pull it out and defend themselves. And I say, yeah, but if they're not comfortable shooting it, that means they're not going to train with it. They're not going to practice with it. And that means if they're not comfortable with it, they're not going to carry it. And if they do carry it, they're going to be hesitant on ever pulling the trigger. So listen, it's like buying any other personal gift. It's like buying a pair of jeans or, underwear for somebody. Let them choose. Go take them to the range. Let them, rent a bunch of guns. You can go to some place like Indy Arms or Parabellum, other places where you can rent guns and then take them out on the range and shoot them. And let them decide what they're comfortable with, what feels good to them. Make sure it's a competent caliber. If it's for self-defense, okay, it needs to be 9mm or up. There's nothing wrong with a .38 Special revolver if they're comfortable carrying it and shooting it. Let them carry it, let them feel it, make sure it's comfortable in their hands. Let them shoot it out on the range as a rental, or go to somebody like me or other people that own several guns and say, hey, have you got this gun or that gun? I'd love to, go to the range. And some of the gun owners are so gracious about that. Yeah, man, shoot this gun, shoot that gun. Let them decide. And then you'll make a smart decision on what gun somebody ought to buy or what gun somebody ought to carry.
So if you're going to give somebody a weapon this Christmas, is there any special steps you need to take as far as like registering the weapon, registering who it's actually going to, anything like that? Or can I just go purchase it knowing I'm going to get this handgun for my 19-year-old son? Merry Christmas. There you go.
Great question. We don't have registration in Indiana, and there's no federal registration. So there's a record that you will have bought that gun originally. It's called a 4473 form that you fill out in the gun store. But after you gift it to someone, they don't have to go register it anywhere because we just simply don't have registration. A lot of people don't know that. And so it's a great question, Jerry, and I'm glad you raised it. But no, you gift it, and as long as you legally bought it and you legally transferred it, there's nothing else you need to do.
So you stick around for one more segment?
Absolutely.
Let's take a quick break here, and I want to make sure we have enough time on the back end for more of Monday Gun Day with Guy Relford here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Hey, I've been on the Exercise Inc. program for years. I love it. My wife just signed up. She's been going every week. She loves Exercise Inc., especially because we both have full-time jobs, and she's in sales. She's had a lot of time to spend in a regular big-box traditional gym. Exercise Inc. is a once-a-week strength training program that lasts for 20 minutes. 5 or 6 exercises that each last 3 minutes or so. Now, 20 minutes might not sound like a lot, but trust me when I tell you, my wife can tell you that it's a tough 20 minutes, but it's safe enough that anybody could do it. So not only does Exercise Inc. save us a bunch of time getting the physical activity our bodies crave, but we've lost weight. My personal training's guidance on diet and eating habits and routines helps us out a lot. So not only am I getting the one-on-one coaching inside the gym, I'm getting help on what to do to stay active and live a healthier lifestyle outside the gym as well. ExerciseInc.com. ExerciseInc.com to check out all the success stories. There are locations all over town: Brownsburg, Zionsville, Greenwood, Avon, and now a new one in Fishers. ExerciseInc.com. Tell them Nigel sent you.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
This holiday, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry, like a unique engagement ring to say,
I want to spend my life with you.
a stunning tennis bracelet that says,
You thought I forgot our anniversary?
or huggy hoop earrings that tell her.
See, I was listening.
Come to the Helzberg holiday sale and get up to 50% off select engagement rings and fine jewelry. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or Helzberg.com.
911, what's your emergency?
In an emergency, voice is best. But what if you can't call?
Escalated domestic disturbance reported east of downtown. Be advised, alert was received by a 911 emergency text. Caller is hiding in a closet and can't use her voice.
When the situation is too dangerous to make a call, text to 911 capability now helps Hoosiers. But in most emergencies, voice is still best.
I slid off the road and the airbag went off. The snow's getting heavier. Please hurry.
In the last 5 years, Hoosiers have used text capability in over 1 million 911 sessions. It's of great help to the deaf and speech impaired and to those in select dangerous situations. Thanks to the statewide 911 board, Indiana leads the nation with all 92 counties having in- and outbound text capability. For more, visit in911.net.
It's good to hear your voice. Help is on the way.
911. Before you text, voice is best.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian-looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast.
Matt Bear, what's up with traffic?
Yeah, Nigel, inbound 69, crash after 96th Street. Blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to 106. Inbound 65, crash clear at Meridian Penn, still slow back to 21st. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
42 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. I'm Nigel. Jerry Lopez filling in for Guy Relford. Monday Gun Day in studio. One serious thing, one not serious thing before we let you get out of here. Update on the Wisconsin school shooter. Why aren't we hearing anything more about? I haven't heard anything about the Madison school shooting since it took place really a week ago today, since you were filling in for me.
Yeah, number one reason, Nigel, is because there were 2 handguns used. And the media wants to go all crazy when there's a school shooting and there's, one of the evil assault weapons that's involved because they want
long guns. Right?
Yeah, they want to continue.
If it's not an AR, they don't care.
That's part of it. And it's at a private school. It was, it was a Christian school like we saw in Nashville. Yeah. We had 2 people tragically killed. We had multiple people wounded. But this is a shooting where you had a 15-year-old who obtained these guns, and we don't know how she obtained the guns. But a 15-year-old can't legally possess a handgun or any other firearm, and a 15-year-old obviously can't take a gun onto school property. And then obviously there are laws against OSA committing murder.
Yeah.
And so for the anti-gun crowd and the media generally to wave their hands in the air and go, look, we need more laws. That just doesn't apply here. And since it doesn't fit the political agenda, whoosh, it's like it just disappeared from the public view and certainly media attention almost as soon as it happened.
Well, and that's the part that gets lost in conversation most of these times is because usually they're felons who shouldn't have been possessing a gun or a minor who should have never had a gun. These aren't able-bodied people that can own guns committing these crimes. These are people that are already committing a crime by having a gun in the first place.
That's such a great point, Jerry, because the response always is this is already against the law. But if they can't use it as a platform to pass more gun control laws, then they're not interested. And they don't seem to want to listen to what you just perfectly explained, which is it's already illegal on 10 different fronts. They don't care. It doesn't fit the political agenda, and for that reason, it just goes poof. It disappears from the media consciousness.
Man, the other aspect of this is just so, obviously Democrats want to ban assault weapons, long guns,
Sure.
however you define that. We still don't know how to define that, but some of the worst mass shootings on campus, Virginia Tech those were handguns.
Virginia Tech,
if you think if you think the anti-gun nuts don't want to ban handguns, you're wrong, right?
Well, the worst school shooting in history, Virginia Tech. To your point, 26 people, I believe, killed in the Virginia Tech shooting, and that was done with 2 handguns. So it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the agenda. It doesn't fit the narrative, and so they want to ignore that. And but also even with thankfully much fewer people getting hurt or killed in this Madison, Wisconsin shooting. It still doesn't fit the political agenda, so that's why you don't hear much about it.
And another part of that is these are always happening where you're restricted. Your right to defend yourself is restricted, right? So you as a responsible gunner go, I can't take my gun into the bank. I can't take my gun to the PTO meeting. I
The
can't.
church.
Right. I can't take. Some churches will allow you,
Yep.
but other
I
places,
get it.
if you're going to follow the law, you're going to follow the law anyway. Right.
Yep.
But if I'm looking to gun people down, who do you go first? The people who aren't going to have weapons.
Well, your point is completely correct, which is the mass shootings always happen in gun-free zones, something like 97%. But by the way, just so people out there listening know, you can carry your gun into a bank, because I carry a gun into a bank every time I go. Just so you know that. And we changed the law in 2019 where now you can carry a gun in church as long as you're attending a worship service or a religious ceremony. But I'm glad you raised both those things, because a lot of people, either we've had to change the law in those areas or people aren't aware of what the current law in Indiana is. So I'm glad you raised
And once
both
again,
of
as
them.
somebody who's assuming the law, I don't want any problems, so I just leave my gun in the car.
Yep.
And that's where
That
bad
you don't
guys are
know.
going to seek you out, to your point, because your point is 100% valid. They always happen in gun-free zones. They're not going to go to, strangely, we've never had a mass shooting at the NRA annual meeting.
Never.
We've had it here in
I think I've
Indiana.
heard it's the safest weekend in the city.
Right. It always is. Yes, it's like the only weekend ever where we have zero shootings in downtown Indianapolis is during the NRA annual meeting.
Any reasons why? Because everybody out here will protect themselves.
You bet. That's the point.
2 minutes left. Colts game. You were there yesterday. Saw you had all the Relford clan. The Brood was in town, and the Colts end up pulling out a win. Even though I'm kind of looking on the cynical side of it, they were up 38-7 in the third quarter, and they ended up winning 38-30. I believe was the final score against one of the worst teams in the NFL. That being said, historic day for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson, Guy Relford, lifelong Colts fan. You had a good time yesterday. What do you think?
I had a great time. And listen, to watch Jonathan Taylor get over 200 yards.
Run into
3
the
touchdowns,
tunnel holding
and
on to that ball.
That was a redemption game for him.
Yeah.
After, he dropped the ball going in the end zone last week in Denver, and to come back to over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns was huge. Listen, when Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator, goes to that soft zone that we go to every time we have a big league. There's a reason we are the victims of the largest comeback in regular season history, which was in Minnesota a couple of years ago. That's because Gus Bradley playing that soft damn zone. And believe me, I was cussing in my seat, trying to, my grandkids wouldn't hear me because we did the same damn thing. And we had to pull out a couple of clutch plays, at 3rd and 7. And we would have given the ball back with them a chance to tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So, no, I was not happy with the way we responded, and I'm not a fan of Gus Bradley, but I'm not going to take things away from the contributors to that game, mainly Jonathan Taylor, with really a way to come back and reestablish what he needed to, which is he's one of the great ones in the NFL.
Merry Christmas to you and yours, and we will see you Thursday and Fridays. You'll be filling in for me and you.
I'm back to substitute Thursday and Friday, and Merry Christmas to you and Jerry as well. I love you guys. Hope you have a great holiday.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. We'll be back.
All the real deals are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And before the year comes to an end, take advantage of all of the tax savings. Deduct the total purchase price of qualifying equipment, including commercial vehicles, purchased or financed during the year. At Andy Moore Ford, they'll help you maximize your savings by helping you select the right vehicle for your needs. And they've got all the commercial vehicles. Andy Moore Ford has the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And right now, you can save thousands on medium and heavy-duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Get it, Andy Moore? More. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Treat your fleet to more uptime and more efficiency, which means more profits. See for yourself why businesses like yours love Andy Moore Ford. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indy. Darren Andrews, clinic director, is here to tell us more.
The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Grow your hair back today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your evaluation. 317-522-2995.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Planning to propose this holiday? Shane Company is ready to help you find your dream engagement ring. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones in all shapes and sizes. So when you walk in the door, you can trust your rock is in stock. At Shane Company, we've always sourced directly, cut out the middleman, and pass the savings on to you. We work with your budget, not against it. We'll also protect your ring for life with our free unmatched lifetime warranty. Come see us at shaneco.com and in-store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Your local news coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
And Thompson in the middle of Manhattan appears in court again today. Fox's Alexis McAdams is there.
This was the first time that Luigi Mangione was able to go in front of a judge for his state cases. So there's a federal case and the state case, and that's why he was here at the Supreme Court in New York City. But he appears to be pretty calm as someone can be that's facing murder charges here. He was asked for his plea by the judge, and he said not guilty. There are two separate cases against him. Let's start at the state level. Mangione hit with 3 murder charges in New York, including murder in the second degree as a crime of terrorism. In what looked like something out of a scene of a movie, Mangione was flown into New York City. He's walking in his orange jumpsuit and shackles. His legal team saying this is an example of why he might not get a fair trial in New York because of all the publicity.
The chairman of the House Ethics Committee did not support the panel's release of a scathing report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz. Fox's Jared Halpin has more from D.C.
House Ethics Committee Chairman, Republican Michael Guest, says while he does not challenge the panel's findings about former Congressman Matt Gaetz, he does take great exception to the majority's vote to release a report on an individual no longer under the committee's jurisdiction. He says releasing the report is a dangerous departure with potentially catastrophic consequences. The Ethics Committee is equally divided between Republicans and Democrats. The committee says it discovered substantial evidence of Gaetz using illicit drugs and paying women for sex, including a 17-year-old girl. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The 5 days of Christmas strike at Starbucks is spreading unfiltered. Workers United baristas in 4 more cities walking out in New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, and St. Louis. This after locations in Colorado, Ohio, and Pennsylvania joined Saturday. Workers United is calling for higher wages. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It would take a Christmas miracle. Cloudy and 42 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Not much concern at all on your radar. Everything's pretty much coming up clear. Low of 36 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. If you wanted snow on the 25th, you're probably going to wind up getting rain.
But then as we get later in the week, we're looking at rain chances to return Christmas Eve night into Christmas morning, and that's, again, going to be mostly the heaviest rain for that's going to be across the southern portion of the state.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service says you can also expect temperatures to warm up as the week goes on. 4 men from Greenwood have been charged in the murder of Kuldeep Kumar. He's a man from India who had been missing out of New York since October. Sarave Ajay Kumar, Gaurav Singh, Normal Singh, and Gurdeep Singh were all charged with Kumar's murder, whose body was found in Jersey December 15th. All 4 men arrested are currently in the Johnson County Jail, likely to be extradited to New Jersey. He wants clemency for the man he deemed guilty. Kurt Darling reports on the desire of a former jury foreman.
Orvin Mabey and the jury he was in charge of found Kofi Ajabu guilty of murdering 3 people in Indianapolis back in 1994. Ajabu was given a life sentence, but Mabey is now saying that he wants clemency for Ajabu from Governor Holcomb.
I truly believe Raymond Adams did all 3 killings. I don't believe Kofi killed anyone.
Adams was also convicted along with Ajabu. Mabey says the guilty verdict has haunted him, and now his clemency effort is also getting the backing of Congressman Andre Carson. Kurt Darling, 93 WYBC Mobile News.
Gas prices are currently on their way back up, not just in Indiana, but throughout the entire country. This according to Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg Survey.
At the low end of this panel of cities, Houston, 252, and the high is Honolulu at 450. Long Island, the average is 292, Minneapolis 303, and Los Angeles 424.
According to GasBuddy.com, the average for a gallon of gas in Indiana today around $3.10. That's 7 cents higher than where that average was Monday last week. And the amount of people moving into Indiana is about balanced with the number of people moving out. That's all according to a new study by Atlas Van Lines, where Lauren Picos is the vice president of business development.
For the most part, a lot of states are balanced, and that's historically more than what we've seen.
She tells Wish TV the last time that Indiana's migration was balanced, 1995. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
One of the joys of working with Radio 1 has been that they actually listen.
How can a partnership with WIBC serve your business?
My name's Jake Stamper. I'm the president and CEO of Sagacity Consulting, a full-service marketing and advertising firm.
Communication.
I choose to work with Radio 1 because I have such respect for their ability to achieve a goal. We have served manufacturers to not-for-profits to retail, and the privilege that we have in working with Radio 1 is that they listen to the problems that we're trying to solve or the goals that we want to achieve, which each one of those very vast clients.
Deliver your message to the audience that matters.
My clients have been extraordinarily happy over the last 20 years with the results produced by Radio 1.
Text business to 71007 to take your advertising to the next level.
Radio 1 does a phenomenal job at connecting with the community on every level.
Get results with WIBC.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, I'm looking at a crash. Cleanup continuing on southbound 69 after 96th Street. It's on the right shoulder, causing stop-and-go traffic past 106th Street. Delay is on 5 minutes. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic, Keystone Avenue to the White River. Southbound 65 slows around west. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sky or light rain and some drizzle are possible into tonight with some patchy fog developing through daybreak Tuesday with lows in the mid-30s. Christmas Eve on Tuesday, mainly dry with cloudy skies, carrying out some patchy drizzle with highs in the low 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jerry Lopez in for Jason Hammer. You can find him on social media at Indy Spanglish. Trying to figure out if I should really hardcore care about this House ethics investigation into former Florida Rep Matt Gaetz. It got leaked. I think the House Ethics Committee was going to release it anyway. In fact, I think they did officially release it. It got leaked to CBS or CNN or someplace, something like that. But so Matt Gaetz was a flamethrower. I think part of the reason he was trying to get the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy thrown out in the first place last year, that was a big thing, or earlier this summer, was that he would not squash this ethics committee into Matt Gaetz and his personal behavior and conduct. And you look at this ethics report, and it's kind of things we already knew about anyway, rumors, innuendo, and this is all documented into this investigation. I'm trying hard whether or not to care about it or not now that Gaetz is not obviously he stepped down from Trump's nomination for Attorney General. He stepped away from his gig as congressman. I liked his politics. I liked his firebrand philosophy of going at the establishment. But boy, oh boy.
He knew it was coming, too. He had to have known.
He knew. There's a damn good reason why he was like, Donald Trump, no thanks.
Also, I'm not coming back to Congress.
And I'm not going back to Congress. Yeah. And I would, after this thing got released, I don't know that he's going to. He had a gig with one of the networks, one of the conservative, like One America.
And I think he's going to start his own podcast. He's on Cameo. He's doing. But so I was on the fence like you. But to me, if these things happened while he was serving, then yes, it should be released. That's how I feel about it ultimately. I mean, right now he's a private citizen, but at the time, was he? If the answer is no, then we release it. But to give a little background, because we know these committees can be super biased, a.k.a. the J6 one, right? The ethics committee is split 5-5 evenly, Republicans and Democrats.
Republicans don't like Matt Gaetz either.
So there was at least one who voted to release this. They don't know who, but there was at least one that agreed.
I mean, so it's all this stuff that we like paying women for sex. There was a 17-year-old girl involved. Payments made through PayPal or Venmo.
Yeah, that's like writing a check for drugs.
Right? Didn't Jerry Springer was he the mayor of Cincinnati at one point get busted?
I think
was it Cincinnati? I think it was
maybe Cincinnati.
And again, guys like Marion Barry have statues built in his honor in D.C.
Yeah. And not smoking crack in it, surprisingly.
So, I'm not. Look,
but you can't. What do they say? Don't fly too close to the sun, or you'll get burnt. That's what happened to Matt Gaetz. He attached himself to MTG and Trump and the ones that are out front. And when you're out front, what do they say? The tall blade of grass gets cut.
Interesting. Wow, I've never heard of that before.
Yep.
You are full.
Don't stand
of
out.
Great information. He denied wrongdoing. He's never been charged with a crime.
Well, the FBI dropped all charges for trafficking and all this back in like 2023.
Biden's Department of Justice. Do you think if Merrick Garland could have found a scintilla of evidence to go after one of the flamethrowers in the Conservative Party, they wouldn't have? But he admitted that he, quote, he said this, I partied, womanized, drank, and smoked a lot more than I should have earlier in life. It sounds like there was a little bit more to it than that. He's denied any wrongdoing. He's never been charged with a crime. But you are absolutely right. I said last week before this thing got released, and I kind of knew what was in it anyway. We'd all heard. I was on the record last week saying I don't care. But I think maybe I've gone back on that a little bit. One of the few things I will go back on and say maybe I'll rethink that, and especially your point as to whether or not these things were going on while he was serving.
Right, that's huge.
And he was, I believe. So Matt Gaetz, again, a flamethrower in Congress. I did like his brand of politics. I liked him going at the establishment. I liked all that stuff, but it doesn't seem like he was probably a very good choice for Donald Trump for the Attorney General of the United States.
That's what made us excited.
And now that Laura Trump is not going to go after that Senate seat in Florida, I doubt DeSantis, the governor of Florida, is going to appoint Matt Gaetz.
No, I would assume not.
But this is why, and this is probably another reason why people in general, the average everyday citizen, hates politics and maybe certain politicians. I mean, look what happened with Kay Granger, representative out of Texas. This is a woman that was representing, 2 million people in her district that hadn't voted since the summer of this year because she was in a, what do they call it again?
A dementia senior facility.
She was having some dementia issues, according to her son. She was in a memory care facility, $4,000 per month.
But I'm confused, Nigel. Why didn't they just put her in the White House? Because that's where we're keeping all our dementia patients.
That's such a good point. I mean, but Rob Kendall made a good point on Twitter, or I'm sorry, on social media that said, like, we've had a dementia patient in the White House for 4 years.
Yeah.
And now, and nobody really is talking about that. But of course, this is on the front page of every newspaper. A Republican, congresswoman, who is having dementia issues, who hasn't voted since July of 24.
All of a sudden, they know what it looks like to lose your mental faculties.
Again, this is the bigger picture, and the real story here is why people don't trust our system, don't trust the politicians, Republicans, Democrats, whether it be Matt Gaetz or whether it be somebody who was $4,000 a month in a memory care facility.
Cheap. It's not cheap.
And why, like if you can't
are we paying for that?
The job,
if she's are we paying for that facility?
That's a really good question. I don't know, but like if you can't, whether it's Mitch McConnell.
Oh man, that guy freezes more than my Nintendo 64.
Stop it.
He does. he glitches like that person off Wreck-It Ralph. It's crazy.
Nancy Pelosi, these people are. Dianne Feinstein was just way too old. I mean, serving out her final months, weeks, years.
But the problem, Nigel, is who votes for term limits? They do. They're never going to vote for that.
What do you know? Okay, 1 year anniversary here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here we go.
I just wanted to bring this up real quick because there's no proof whatsoever.
Okay.
It's about a year ago this week that I was accused, unproven allegations. I infected Allison, our producer, behind the board here, and Jerry, who was filling in for Hammer, literally around this time. Yep. Apparently, I was the one with COVID and got you two infected. And I just want to go on record. I never... Well, after I went on break, after I was finally on break, I was down for a day or two.
And how much longer was that than the last time we had worked together?
Shall we go through the timeline?
Yeah.
Because
there's a timeline?
Here we go.
Do we have a timeline here?
Literally to the day, everyone. Remember, flashback to Jerry filling in for Hammer. Nigel gets a little tickle in his throat, starts drinking more tea than usual. Jerry notices, oh, it's just Nigel. Oh, he's sick all the time. That's fine. Then the next day, he was supposed to come in to work, and he's like, oh, guys, I can't come in. I have a fever of 103.
He sends a picture to everybody of it.
Then takes a COVID test just to make sure it's not COVID. Oh, it's COVID. It's positive.
Let me just say about the COVID test. I would have never taken a COVID test.
But you did, and it was positive. Moving on.
My wife, we were going to be around some really elderly people during the holidays. She's like, look, I've never taken one in my life. I don't even know if I had COVID.
You sound like Matt Gaetz right now.
Cut to Christmas Eve.
There you go.
When your favorite producer Allison, decided she was also feeling a little tickle in her throat. She too was going to be around older family members, so her family had her take a test. Oh, what does it appear? A positive test result of COVID. And then we text Jerry. How are you feeling,
Who works
Jerry?
from home. I work from home.
And what happened with you, Jerry?
I had the vid too. This is all within like 4 days.
Look at the size of the studio we are in. We are 6 feet away at least, because we all know that's a scientific and not in any way arbitrary number.
It might have been because I scooted up at times and broke that 6 foot barrier.
When we're talking about social distancing, in no way is that an arbitrary and non-scientific number. All right, Matt Bear, my man. What is up with traffic? I feel fine, by the way.
But he's drinking tea. For the record, he's back on tea today.
I was sick last week.
Here we go.
Another couple feet back.
Okay.
Round 2.
All right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
Guys, it's Christmas. Southbound 69 stop and go traffic 106th Street down to 96 because of an earlier crash. Also eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
One of the things I wanted to do for this show is like we've got a lot of moments over the past month or so that we've had fun with that are some of our favorites. So we're going to have some of our favorite moments from Is This Anything? Jeff Boggs, his appearance last week. If you don't know who Jeff Boggs is, we'll reset that for you. He used to be writer for Letterman, lifelong Hoosier. He is a regular guest on this show at Not Kenny Rogers on social media. He had, a tremendous appearance last week. If you missed any of that, we're going to have some fun this hour and relive some of our favorite moments here from the past couple of weeks. It is 42 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
This is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. A lot of folks like to start a new exercise program at the beginning of the year in January. But here's an opportunity you really need to grab while it's here. If you'll sign up for and attend a free consultation at Exercise Inc. now, in the month of December, not only will you get the consultation for free, but you'll also get 2 free sessions to boot. So why wait until January? Exercise Inc. is the real deal, and they've helped me to reach and maintain my health and fitness goals. And they do that with specific strength training in only 20 minutes a week. You just got to try this health and exercise approach. And remember, this December only offer. Right now, get a free consultation. After you get the free consultation in December, they'll give you 2 free sessions to use going forward. Go to exerciseinc.com today and sign up for a free December consultation. Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, Greenwood, now in Fishers. Change your life in just 20 minutes a week? You betcha. But don't wait until January to do it. exerciseinc.com.
Big Joe here for your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical. This holiday season, if you need them, they'll be there. bplusw.com or 317-243-3581. For all your heating, plumbing, and electrical needs, B&W has served Indianapolis since 1961. 243-3581. That's 243-3581. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your friends at B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer serving Central Indiana.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela of Michaelis. If you have water damage, why should you call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. On call 24/7, 365. We are IICRC certified and will restore your space to pre-loss condition or better. And we work through the entire insurance process on your behalf to make it easy.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The real spirit of Christmas is the goodness we feel in our hearts and share it with the world. Merry Christmas from Pierce Jewelers. May you have a peaceful and blessed new year.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hammer, how do we play? This is anything.
I'm going to run a couple different stories by you. You will be the one that breaks down all the information and gives us a verdict. Is the story anything or not? And we start with this. Some elementary school students in California are saying that they found metal shavings in their French toast sticks, which were served to them for school lunch.
Man.
Thousands of students could possibly be exposed. Here is a mom of one of those students claiming that her kid got sick.
Came home sick, wanting to throw up. I told him to go lay down. If he's sick, just go lay down. I didn't know why he was sick. I thought maybe, the sicknesses passed to the school. But at 4 o'clock, that's when I got the notification. Son kept on complaining about stomach, a really bad stomach ache and a really bad headache. And he was saying it was burning and he was hot.
Yeah, I'm assuming you just have to let that stuff pass through your system. Metal shavings on French toast sticks. I feel that's scary because it's my kid's favorite, lunch, quote unquote, French toast sticks. Breakfast for lunch. The breakfast for lunch school, like when I was a kid, was the ultimate. It was so good. But, I think this was an issue probably with the vendor, whoever provides those school lunches to be made for the district, had something happen in their factory or something. Yeah, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen for sure.
You don't see them too much in Indiana anymore. I think they may all be gone. I'm not sure. But Shoney's used to have the absolute best French toast sticks. Shoney's is the Mount Rushmore, George Washington of French toast sticks.
Who else has French toast sticks? I feel like Burger King. Burger King has French toast sticks.
Burger King's breakfast is pretty good. If you're going fast food joints, like drive-through, the fast food line, Burger King and Hardee's, McDonald's is okay. I don't want to shame McDonald's, but I almost like Burger King's breakfast stuff better than the lunch menu. Burger King's breakfast is solid. The double-loaded croissant sandwich, that bad boy, it's like 1,000,000 calories, but it's solid. Is this anything? The city of Atlanta says they're dealing with a ton of non-emergency 911 calls, and it's tying up all of the resources. Authorities say that nearly 60% of the calls that they receive are non-emergency.
Whoa.
Here are a few as an example.
You trying to move pillows from one couch to another couch?
Yeah. Fire and rescue don't provide those type of services. I'm sorry.
This is 911 with the address of your emergency.
Yeah, you don't know what the score is, do you?
The score to what, sir?
I'm sorry?
To what game? What game you trying to watch?
That anything?
Yes, that is something that's hilarious. I mean, it's not funny that they're using up resources, but 60% of the calls they receive are non-emergency. You got to play play it again. Did the guy say he was having trouble moving pillows from one couch to another?
You trying to move pillows from one couch to another couch?
Yeah. Fire and rescue don't provide those type of services.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say something. While those are not good reasons to call 911, what I'm about to play you, is a good reason to call 911. It's when you see guys in the middle of a busy intersection eating pancakes.
I've got a problem, or you guys got one before somebody gets ran over. There's two guys sitting at a table in the middle of the crosswalk, in the middle of a green light, eating pancakes.
That was a little unusual. We do have
unusual. He's one of the guys who's got a mouthful of gold teeth cussing everybody.
Yeah!
That is a good reason to call 911. Again, two gentlemen sitting in the middle of a busy intersection eating pancakes.
With a mouthful of gold teeth cussing at everyone, apparently.
Here is another reason not to call 911 when you run out of TP.
What's your emergency?
I've run out of toilet roll.
And you call in 999 for that reason?
Oh, is this 999?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, wrong number.
Okay.
Bye.
You didn't dial the wrong number. You thought they were going to help you deliver some toilet roll.
Can I tell you something real quick? You might be mad at me for saying. I have a relative who recently had an emergency stop at fast food restaurants because he was having some stomach issues, right?
Okay. How to use the restroom.
May or may not have been my brother.
Oh.
Got in the bathroom, no toilet paper.
Uh-oh.
Broke out his cell phone, called the McDonald's that he was at, and asked them to bring him more toilet paper to the bathroom.
All right, hold on. So he's stuck on the can, and he's basically like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon at this point. He's calling for help, so he calls the McDonald's that he's at, and they make one of their employees bring him some TP.
And when the employee came in, and I quote, "Damn, man, you just ruined my day."
No way did that happen.
Oh, yes. Absolutely, 100% true story.
What did the employee say?
Damn!
That's not very professional from the McDonald's employee.
Well, what do you want? That is a true story. A relative of mine has recently been a party to.
I mean, it's already kind of embarrassing that you're calling the McDonald's stuck on the can, but then when the McDonald's employee comes in and delivers commentary, damn, man! That is just the best.
It was actually a G-damn. It was actually a GD.
Which has to make it feel even worse. But did he get the TP?
He got the TP. Everything was okay.
That McDonald's employee deserves to be Hammer's Heroes. We have to get that guy on the show somehow. Damn! Oh, that's so good. Is this anything? A Milwaukee woman who lost her dog and ended up having him found at a local bar a mile away from her home. Here is Jenny Hazard talking about losing her dog Bear and then finding him at the bar about a mile down the road.
It was kind of just getting dark. I was outside with all 3 dogs. I'm looking, and where's Bear? After about 15 or 20 minutes, I was just in tears. I was just, because he's old. He's got a heart condition. I'm like, where could he have gone, right? Then we get a text, and they said, your dog is down at Fink's. Great, I'm relieved. He's okay, but what's he doing in a bar?
Probably looking for you.
They took care of him, and I guess he was pretty popular.
Jenny Hazard sounds like she spends a lot of time at said bar. Maybe the dog's sick, got lost, went looking for because he knows he's there.
Right. The dog went to that bar for a reason. He thought Jenny would be there.
Are you a dogs at bar guy? When I lived in Texas, when I lived in Austin.
Let me answer that right now. No, I'm not a dog at a bar guy.
There's certain breweries around town here in the summer that allow their outdoor facilities. You can bring your pets. Still not doing anything for you?
No, I'm not a bring your dog to work guy either.
Oh, we have some of those, don't we?
Dogs run around, barking, yelling. You know who else is not a big fan of bring your dog to work? Our executive producer, Matt Hiblin. When Matt Hiblin hears dogs barking here at the office, the flarn filth that flies out of that gentleman's mouth is fantastic. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Interstates are not customizable. I'm working on it. Your wealth management plan should be customizable. Let the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth help. Matt Bear here. Hi, traffic. Trajan Wealth will work collaboratively with you to assemble a portfolio with your priorities in mind. As an independent firm, Trajan Wealth is not bound to just one line of products or portfolios, which means they can customize a portfolio to meet your own unique goals and dreams. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth and start putting together a strategy. 317-480-4040 or go to TrajanWealth.com. There are no limitations on the projects they can offer, the products they can offer. They can focus on your specific situation. And you just heard the word, they're a fiduciary. So they always have to act with your best interest in mind. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth to schedule your free consultation. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com today. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. Not available in Washington State. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not much chance for snow. 43 degrees, cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. Snow rain currently on radar. 36 is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 431. Don't expect any snow in Indiana on Christmas Day, according to Andrew White with the National Weather Service.
For Christmas Day, we're expecting temperatures to be in the 40s for much of Indiana, but some spots could be reaching close to 60 by Saturday.
You're probably going to get some rain at some point this week. IMPD says they could use some help in finding a missing 13-year-old girl. Lucia Hernandez Paguada was was last seen on Linwood Avenue, the east side, 2 days ago when her family had reported her missing. She's 5'3", 93 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. IMPD says she may be in danger, so reach out to their departments if you have any information that could help them find her. The two sides of the Gaza conflict are still working on a ceasefire. Fox's Colonel Scott reports.
United States mediators joined by Qatar and Egypt are renewing efforts toward peace in the region, but there is no significant progress to report. It seems the first priority of the Israelis and Palestinians are those being held captive. The Palestinians say there are still unknowns about who will be released. Israel says it wants a 6-week humanitarian phase where there is a stop to the fighting, which would include freeing of hostages. Also of concern to Israel is who would be in charge of rebuilding Gaza once fighting ends. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
A new study by Atlas Van Lyon says that Indiana's migration has been balanced for the first time in nearly 30 years. Lauren Picos with Atlas says that they've noticed something else.
And when you dig into other data sources, we know that 44% of people from Illinois that are moving out are coming to Indiana.
She tells Wish TV a big reason why people are moving into the Hoosier States is because of its affordability. A good day in the market to start the week. The Dow finished up by 66 points, closing at 42,906. The Nasdaq was up by 192 to 19,764. The S&P 500 finishing in the green by 43 to close at 5,974. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
Those who don't have 20/20 vision usually do something about it. But many who can't breathe freely through their nose just live with it, not realizing they can have 20/20 breathing. At Advent, we're out to change that. With 20/20 breathing, you'll have fewer sinus infections, more energy, you'll sleep better, and you will live better. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. In 2006, Advent pioneered the balloon sinuplasty procedure. And since, thousands of our patients can tell you, this simple 20-minute in-office solution really works. Balloon sinuplasty can give you 20/20 breathing so you can breathe freely through both nostrils with your mouth closed day and night. And that can change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
With traffic at 4:34, how are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
They're looking fantastic right now, Harrison. Eastbound 465, a little slow off Keystone Avenue. Not too bad for this time of day. Inbound 69, slow around 96th Street. That crash, that was just after 82nd has cleared. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, you can protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sky or light rain and some drizzle are possible to tonight with some patchy fog developing through daybreak Tuesday with lows in the mid-30s. Christmas Eve on Tuesday, mainly dry with cloudy skies, carrying out some patchy drizzle with highs in the low 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
That's right. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
He looks a lot like Mark Wahlberg, especially when he takes his shirt off and cuts the grass. Jeff Boggs, former writer of some of your favorite television programs and a Hoosier, joins us. Mr. Boggs, are you caught up in drone mania like the rest of the country is right now? Like back in the 80s, it was Hawkamania. And for a couple, months here in Indianapolis last year, we had Minshew mania. Now it's drone mania.
Well, I am because I texted you. Last night, for anyone who doesn't know, I was on my balcony and I'm looking to the eastern sky, and it's about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and all of a sudden, I see a light. And a bright light. And so I was sitting there. I texted. I thought I texted both of you. Maybe I just texted Hammer. I ended up calling the police. And I was like, hey, over probably the Geist area.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what did the police say?
They said it was the moon. So it actually was the moon. But you're better safe than sorry. And I just go back to see something, say something.
Right. You saw what you thought was a drone. I'll be damned if it wasn't the moon.
Right.
Good Lord. I walked right into that one, didn't I? Man.
Another fun story we're following is what's happening to Pretty Boy up in Canada, Justin Trudeau. So we could be having the last stand of Justin Trudeau here. And I don't know how much you're on social media, Jeff. I think you're on quite a bit because I love your Twitter handle, not Kenny Rogers. When Donald Trump calls Canada a state and he calls Justin Trudeau the governor of the state, I don't know why, but that makes me laugh.
It's absolutely hilarious because we all know Canadians. God bless them. Nice people, simple people, but very nice. And the way that Trump treats Trudeau, who's one of the biggest weasels, if you go back to the whole Canadian trucking fiasco, how he acted during that was inexcusable. So the fact that Trump is bully enough to make jokes about it, you know, there's a ton of people in Saskatoon who are all PO'd, but to me, I love it, and it's part of the reason why I love Trump.
That's when these truckers in Canada were protesting the vaccine mandates, and then it was Trudeau and the chick under him, the finance chick, were both closing down their bank accounts and making it impossible for people to donate to them. People were doing like GoFundMes for these truckers.
Yeah,
and it was really dark and authoritarian and very scary. And now it seems to be crumbling out from underneath. I mean, Pretty Boy is even throwing that chick under the bus that really was kind of heading up that whole trucker fiasco.
He just seems like a big Canadian weasel. Like when you go back and look at the pictures of him in full-on blackface at Halloween parties, and you know the guy's just happy hands at Christmas parties kind of thing. Right. He's just a terrible person. And what's the whole deal? Didn't his dad could possibly be Fidel Castro?
Yes.
Hammer's been doing a lot of research into this lately.
I'm in on it, man. Again, you go to Google and you just type in a simple search of young Trudeau, young Castro. You look at them side by side. I'm telling you, you don't need Maury Povich around to say you are the father.
That's right. That's on my list. That's on my list of questions. It's like Trudeau's dad, Macron's wife. You know, what's going on with that? There's a lot of them. But yeah, if you do your research, it's at least a 50% possibility.
And we're waiting for Trump to really adopt the Lil Castro nickname, like he used to do Marco Rubio in those debates. Don't worry about it, Lil Marco, Lil'. I feel like that should be Lil Castro that he's talking to.
Right, and you know, if you've ever worked with Canadians, I like talking about them like they're some weird sect. If you've ever worked with Canadians, I used to produce a show called The Tom Green Show, and Tom was from Canada. And no matter, Tom was getting really big while we were doing the show, cover a Rolling Stone. I mean, a big personality. But anytime things would go wrong and we're sitting in a van and everyone's kind of mad, I go, listen, I'm American, so I know what we're doing here. and they would hate it with a passion.
The other thing about Donald Trump, I mean, I don't know that we'd even be going through this right now if Trump didn't refer to Trudeau as the 51st governor. Would you? I mean, like, he is even tweeting about it like randomly, just as like here, like we talked about the finance minister resigning. This is a tweet from Donald Trump, or a post from Truth Social. The great state of Canada is stunned. The great state of Canada is stunned as the finance minister resigns or was fired from her position by Governor Justin Trudeau.
Governor Justin Trudeau.
It's awesome.
He's talking about an actual news event in Canada, but referring to Trudeau as Governor Trudeau. It's amazing.
And you think of how many like Rhodes scholars and genius people in the finance and education system, and they just can't stand Trump because he does that, and it works. And it works.
Yes.
Jeff Boggs with us, writer, producer, Hoosier, and you mentioned that you want to get us in the Christmas spirit a little bit.
Well, I do. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, you guys do a great job of it. As I mentioned earlier, Hammer talking about executions. It really, it's a warm, fuzzy feeling. Are you guys big fans of Christmas music?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Nigel likes
Classics.
the old stuff.
Yeah. Right. I heard that. And, I am a huge fan. Ever since I was a kid, I love Christmas music. And I got to tell you, one of the songs I know a lot of people hate, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, is an incredible, it's an incredible pop song.
It's a new classic.
Right. I got a question for you. How much money do you think Mariah Carey has made off that song since it came out in 1994?
Tens of millions?
Yeah, I'd say probably 20, 30 million.
She's made $64 million in royalties. She averages $2.5 million a year off of that one song. That got me to thinking this week. Why don't more people do that? Why aren't more of our bigger musical acts putting out Christmas music? You hear some of it from time to time, but not a lot. So what I did this morning was I just came up with a few ideas, and if you don't mind, I'd love to share them and get your guys' thought.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, right now in the news, Jay-Z came up in the news recently. He's in a little bit of trouble.
Right. Yeah, P. Diddy stuff.
Right. So obviously, is there something that he could do to maybe get people to forget about that and bring out the Christmas spirit? I got an idea. If you got legal problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a Grinch ain't one.
I like that.
Do you see what I did?
I like that.
Do you see how that works? You can take a horrible situation and turn it around. Van Halen.
Yes.
Van Halen. They're feuding like they haven't feuded since the early 80s. You got Wolfgang mad at David Lee Roth. You got Alex mad at Sammy Hagar. Can I suggest they put aside their differences?
Oh, please. Yeah.
Switch one word from Panama to Santa Claus. Instant Christmas classic.
Santa Claus. Santa Claus.
What do you see what I'm trying to do? I guess I'm trying to give back right now.
It's going to be in my head for the rest of the week.
Let me try another one. Dave Grohl ran into some trouble this summer. Turns out he cheated on his wife and kids and had a child out of wedlock, and that's tough this time of year. He could probably use a distraction.
Yes.
All I Want for Christmas is Foo. Put the album out. Is there anything
Put the
there?
Santa hat on, and absolutely, that's a home run.
Rapid fire, yes or no? Oh, Holy Night Ranger.
I'm going to say no on that one.
Yes.
All right. What sweet child of mine is this?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I'm dreaming of a White Snake Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Deck the Hall and Oates.
For the yacht rock crowd.
All right.
Yacht rock Christmas.
Even John Mellencamp. Who's your hero, John Mellencamp? Little ditty about Jack Frost and Diane. Come on.
That's fantastic.
Sucking on candy canes outside the Tasty Freeze, right?
Sucking on candy cane.
So it's just something I came up with, and I just want to mention really quick. I recently signed up for Twitter's revenue sharing, and so, I want to let you guys know every single dime that I make off of Twitter is going to be spent on making sure Luke Bryan never puts out a Christmas album.
And that's something I think we can all get behind.
Okay.
Jeff Boggs, ladies and gentlemen,
Incredible.
he's an American hero on Twitter at @NotKennyRogers. Merry Christmas, Jeff. I'm not going to see you next week, so we'll talk again here in a couple weeks. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, if you're a vodka drinker and you have not tried Barkeep vodka, you're missing out. Don't show up empty-handed to that holiday party this year. Bring a bottle of Barkeep vodka. It's the cleanest vodka. It's local. It's made right here in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. Smoothest vodka we've ever tasted. Better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas.
Top shelf quality and value, and you're supporting local Indiana farms. Grab a bottle of Barkeep vodka wherever you can find drinks. barkeepvodka.com.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing. I don't have any cravings. You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works. Period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking. Early bird special, only $49.99 guaranteed. No irritability, no cravings. because don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. In addition, use hypnosis to lose all the weight and destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 23rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Indianapolis Northeast in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar at 5:30 p.m., stop smoking seminar at 8 p.m. Or Saturday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances and shop online. McAfee will help keep your device's privacy and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
This holiday, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry, like a unique engagement ring to say,
I want to spend my life with you.
a stunning tennis bracelet that says,
You thought I forgot our anniversary?
or huggy hoop earrings that tell her.
See, I was listening.
Come to the Helzberg holiday sale and get up to 50% off select engagement rings and fine jewelry. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and stop smoking without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Early bird special only $49.99 guaranteed. Also, lose all the weight and let Mark Patrick Hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 23rd at the Holiday Inn Express in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m., stop smoking seminar at 8. Or Saturday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Matt Bear, what's going on with traffic?
What's up, Nigel? Looking at eastbound 465 slows, Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Crashes have cleared up on inbound 65. No delays, no slowdowns there. And then looking at westbound 465, good to go, making your way from 31 over to the Dogleg. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, you can protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
41 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
When your eyes lend us an ear, we want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
The one thing I think that brings everybody together are holiday memories with the First Lady of WIBC, the lovely Terry Stacy.
I must be low on Christmas spirit.
Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
It wasn't until I was, about 24 years old that I learned that the eggnog my mom made wasn't supposed to include peyote.
And this has been Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
Sounds like the whole damn Terry Stacy family does things a little differently.
That sounds delicious.
You an eggnog guy, Nigel?
Hell yeah.
According to this survey,
have been since I was a kid, and now I've been introduced to eggnog featuring brandy.
Ooh,
but
Brandy, you're a fine girl. A little yacht rock for you. The survey on eggnog says it's only number 3 on the list of popular holiday drinks.
Oh, really? 3? What's number 1? Whiskey?
The top choices: beer, wine, followed by eggnog. So beer comes in at number 1.
Is beer a holiday drink? That's just a drink.
It's seasonal, right? It doesn't matter if it's Halloween, if it's Arbor Day, if it's January 6th. Hell, I don't know.
The number 1 drink on Arbor Day for Americans is beer. Shocking.
Eggnog, number 3. Yeah, and it feels like you can mix a couple different types of spirits with eggnog. Like, I've seen people put vodka in it. I've seen
brandy. My mom puts brandy in it.
Brandy, rum. Rum is pretty much a universal
Either
mixer.
way, it tastes like you're drinking liquefied sugar. I mean, right? I mean, that's what it essentially is. Thick liquefied sugar straight down the gullet. And I'm here for all of it. I'm not judging.
Yeah, the last time I actually had eggnog was a couple nights ago. It's part of the Advent calendar from Old Smoky.
Yeah.
They have a little Old Smoky eggnog. So night number 1, I just took the shot. I think it was the very first night.
You bought an Advent calendar full of moonshine, right? Different flavors of moonshine.
Correct. And inside that Advent calendar, it's all different flavors. Some of them repeat. So we had a repeat on the eggnog, and that's when we had Crystal use her bartend skills and come up with a cocktail for it. So if you've been missing the Advent calendar series, we put a new video out every night, myself and the bat crap crazy lunatic crazy coupon lady.
Come on.
Tonight, we're going to do it at Jacob's birthday party. So we got his birthday party tonight. So I might just be hammered.
Remind me, the what was it called? The eggnog concoction that she had to. It was something with Santa and his genitalia.
Santa's balls.
Okay, Santa's balls
was the name of the shot, I believe, and
that was eggnog moonshine mixed with.
I don't know what she mixed it with, but. Santa's, you know what, tasted pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Was it somewhat salty?
A little sweaty, felt like.
Oh.
No.
Can we end this segment, please?
USA Today has made a list of the worst Christmas songs of all time. So what would be your pick? If you're making a list, maybe it's a March Madness style bracket of the worst Christmas songs of all time.
I think I'm sick. Oh, so tired and sick of Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. Elmo and Patsy, sorry.
What about Kamala Got Ran Over by the Trump Train? Because that's on our new Christmas album.
Yeah, I know. That's one of my favorites. I think Jessica Simpson, I think she did a duet, if I'm not mistaken, with Ashley, her sister, little drummer boy that's up there.
I didn't like the cover of Jingle Bell Rock that Hall & Oates did. Hall & Oates' version of Jingle Bell Rock was pretty bad. But according to this USA Today list, the song that came in at number 1, the Chipmunk song.
What? No!
I like this. I like the Chipmunk Christmas song. Okay.
I guess if I'm going to say Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer, then I turn around and say, oh, no, I love the Chipmunks Christmas song. That kind of sounds hypocritical, doesn't it?
I don't mind Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer, to be honest with you. But here to present their submission, the fine folks from There I Ruined It. Now, yesterday, my favorite YouTube account, There I Ruined It, they made this Creed Christmas song about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Heard that, yeah.
If you want to hear that, go back to the podcast yesterday, or I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Now, here's what it would sound like if the Burl Ives classic Holly Jolly Christmas was mashed up with Get Low by Lil Jon.
Come on.
To the window, to the wall, till the sweat drops down my until all these bitches crawl. Ah, skeet, skeet, goddamn. Getting drunk in the club she's working. I like to see them females twerking. Taking their clothes off, buck and naked. ATL ho, don't disrespect.
Here we go.
3, 6, 9, damn good time. Hoping she can sock it to me one more time. Bring your ass right over here, ho. And let me see you get low, low, low. To the window, to the wall. Till the sweat drops down my oh, by golly, skeet, skeet. Motherfucker, goddamn.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, holiday heroes. It's a special time of year at Shane Company. As a family business for 4 generations, we know firsthand that fine jewelry is the gift that says it all. From the engagement ring that says, "You're the one," to the diamond tennis bracelet that says, "Thank you for being you." We have the widest selection of fine jewelry gifts, in stock and ready to take home. Come pick out a pair of hand-matched diamond stud earrings or a necklace with a colorful gemstone. Check out our new Bloom collection. one of owner Tom Shane's favorites this year, featuring stunning sapphires, emeralds, or rubies. At Shane Company, every gift and every price range is crafted to our high-quality standards. We have jewelers working in every store to bring your gifts to life, making sure rings fit just right, setting center stones and engagement rings by hand, and engraving your pieces to make your gifts even more special. Your gifts will always be protected with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com and come see us in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indy. Darren Andrews, clinic director, is here to tell us more.
The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Grow your hair back today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your evaluation. 317-522-2995.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Pat Sullivan for the Michaelis Corporation, talking with Richard Michaelis about foundations. What are signs of a foundation issue?
Cracks or bowing in your basement walls, uneven floors, or cracked brick? Call Michaelis for a free inspection. We are locally owned for almost 40 years. We offer a lifetime warranty and 0% down on foundation repairs.
Foundations, basements, and crawl spaces, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call or text 844-FIX-INDY.
Hey, don't take your eyes off the road. Just listen. What you hear right now, your customers hear it too. Get your message heard. Text BUSINESS to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
Coming up in 2 minutes, you're not going to be getting snow this Christmas. The only likelihood is probably some rain. 4 men from Greenwood have been arrested for a murder that happened in New Jersey. And why gas prices have been going up of late. One expert in the industry will try to explain what's going on there. That's all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. Overcast downtown with temperatures in the 40s. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
Scandalous allegations. I'm Deborah Valentine, Fox News. The House Ethics Committee has released a blistering report alleging former Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida engaged in drug use and paid young women for sex. Fox's Chad Pergram reports.
The report says there is, quote, substantial evidence of Gaetz paying prostitutes for sex and having sex with a 17-year-old in high school. Gaetz tried to get a court injunction to suppress the report. His court filing said the report would cause, quote, irreversible damage to Gaetz's reputation. On X, Gaetz accused the committee of releasing the report just before Christmas so he could not defend himself. House Speaker Mike Johnson argued the ethics panel should withhold the report. That's because Gaetz quit Congress. The ethics panel has a mixed record of releasing reports about former members. The House rejected an effort by Illinois Democrat Sean Casten to compel the ethics committee to publish the report.
Gates continues to deny the allegations. A Guatemalan immigrant is accused of setting a sleeping woman on fire on a New York City subway car, causing her death.
The new statement from ICE, we learned that the person of interest is 33-year-old Sebastian Zabeta Khalil, and according to DHS sources, he's a person of interest who not only is an illegal migrant from Guatemala, but was also deported in 2018 after being arrested by Border Patrol in Arizona, then re-entered the country illegally once again as a getaway at an unknown location and time. He ended up winding up in New York, where police arrested him after a woman got set on fire and died in Brooklyn.
Fox's Nate Foy reporting. A North Carolina police officer is dead after being shot while responding to a report of a man with a gun inside of a Greensboro supermarket. A suspect was taken into custody. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not going to be a white Christmas. Cloudy and 43 degrees downtown. Your radar's clear, low of 36 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Cloudy skies and rain are the two main things you'll probably be seeing in Indiana this week. John Herrick reports.
You can also expect temperatures to warm up. Highs could reach near 60 at some point this weekend.
You know, we definitely get these stretches through the winter where you'll have periods where temperatures get into the 50s to near 60. Records for this time of the year are still in the mid to upper 60s, so, you know, these warm stretches certainly aren't out of the question.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says if you do get any precipitation on Christmas Day, it'll be rain, not snow. It's also supposed to be cloudy for at least the next week. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
4 men from Greenwood have been charged in the murder of Kuldeep Kumar, a man from India who had been missing out of New York since October. So Rave Kumar, Gaurav Singh, Nirmal Singh, and Gurdeep Singh were all charged with Kumar's murder, whose body was found in Jersey December 15th. All 4 of those men arrested, currently in the Johnson County Jail. They'll likely be moved up to the East Coast. IMPD says they could use some help in finding a missing 13-year-old girl. Lucia Hernandez Paguada was last seen on Linwood Avenue on the east side a couple of days ago when her family reported her missing. She's 5'3", 93 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. IMPD says she may be in danger, so give the department a call if you have any information that could help. A new study by Atlas Van Lyon says more people are moving into Indiana and just about the same amounts are moving out. That's a balanced migration. It's a good thing. It hasn't happened in the state in about 30 years. Lauren Picos of Atlas says they've also noticed something else.
And when you dig into other data sources, we know that 44% of people from Illinois that are moving out are coming to Indiana.
She tells Wish TV a big reason for that is affordability. As for where gas prices have been going lately, not exactly on the affordable track. They're on their way up, says oil and gas analyst Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg Survey.
After 5 months of crashing prices, totaling 51 cents reduction, now gasoline prices have turned upward. There's been an average hike of 2 cents per gallon to $3.13.
Gas Buddy says the average you're paying for a gallon in Indiana today, $3.10. That's up 7 cents from last Monday. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Exercise Inc. wants you to start changing your life in 20 minutes a week this month. It's Terry Stacy, and Exercise Inc. only makes this offer once a year in December. If you come in for a free consultation in the month of December, you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out, and you don't even have to sign up. Exercise Inc. is the 20-minute once-a-week workout program that will help you get stronger, have more energy, and just feel better. This program was developed to help women with osteoporosis, but it will help both men and women get a lot stronger. Their program will teach you simple nutritional habits that will help you lose weight and keep it off. More importantly, you'll have a coach who will hold you accountable in reaching your goals. You don't want to miss this offer. Come in for a free consultation in the month of December, and you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out. Exercise Inc. Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers, exerciseinc.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, eastbound 465 slow, Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Westbound 465 dragging just a little bit off Meridian on the north side. At southbound 65 slows from Whitestown Parkway down to the Dogleg 865. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, you can protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sky or light rain and some drizzle are possible to tonight with some patchy fog developing through daybreak Tuesday with lows in the mid-30s. Christmas Eve on Tuesday, mainly dry with cloudy skies. Carol out some patchy drizzle with highs in the low 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer. My name is Nigel. President Biden earlier this morning commuted the sentences of 37 of 40 men on federal death row. I don't know why I thought it would have been more than that, but 37 out of 40, these are child killers, these are mass murderers, these are cop killers, all are going to spend the rest of their lives getting 3 squares a day. I don't know how much access they have to sunlight or recreation or things like that, but whatever. They are still going to be living on the taxpayer dime for the rest of their lives because Joe Biden, Jerry, said that he is convinced now more than ever that we must stop the use of the death penalty at the federal level. In good conscience, quote, I cannot stand back and let a new administration resume executions that I halted. Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, again, the list of crimes, these killers on a federal level who are waiting to get Old Sparky or the injection or whatever, I don't even want to repeat right now this close to Christmas. Maybe I should. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I'm wrong. But use your imagination when it comes to kids, when it comes to cops. All these guys are all of a sudden, they don't have to worry about it anymore. And I have a feeling they didn't have to worry about it for a long, long time. What do you think?
I mean, I can't imagine this time of year to go through this for any of those families that were involved in this decision. Because while we're talking about the inmates, look at the families that are affected. Like you're back to no closure. You sat through a trial. You sat through all the proceedings. You finally put the baby to bed, and now you realize that this guy who, by most accounts, doesn't even have all of his mental faculties, is making a decision like this. Senator Eric Schmidt from Missouri said that this decision alone probably cements Biden's legacy as one of the worst presidents of our lifetime.
Well, not only Joe Biden, but Democrats in general that are praising this and applauding this just makes
right.
Add this to the list of.
We don't hate them enough.
I look at these sentences that were commuted. 37 out of 40 men. A lot of them child killers. A lot of them killed their own inmates in prison. They were too dangerous for their own fellow inmates. And I wonder if Joe Biden consulted the families of the victims. You always think that people that commute these sentences, well, they listen to the lawyers of the criminals. They listen to the people that are fighting for the rights and the lives of these criminals that took other lives. Do they ever consult the families of the victims?
Right. And sometimes you get those, right? The religious people that go, it's not our job to put, them down or whatever. Well, also, it would kind of suck to live the rest of your life knowing that you're just never going to get out of prison.
No, but,
I don't. But it is such a waste of our dollars.
It's a waste, and some people make the argument that, well, it's not a deterrent. The death penalty, they're going to commit these crimes whether or not. I don't care if it's a deterrent or not. I've never cared if it was a deterrent. It's justice.
Yep.
And it's one less animal. It's one less subhuman in this world. And
what does this do to death row going forward? To know that you can just blanket commute 37 out of 40?
Here's the reason why Joe Biden did this is because Donald Trump, when he takes over in another month, it's less than a month, is going to move forward with federal death. There's 3 people left on federal death row.
Right.
It's the Boston Marathon bomber, it's Dylan Roof, the Charleston church killer, and it's the other guy,
the
synagogue shooting. And
this administration is doing everything they can to screw Donald Trump coming in. Whether it's the omnibus, whether it's this, whether it's flooding the border with illegals, they're setting this up for failure the best that they can.
Still money streaming into Ukraine.
Right.
So I don't know. Joe Biden has not said what the original penalties, why they were unjust. Why were the original penalties of these 37 out of 40 men unjust? And why were the final 3 just? The final 3 that are still going to death row. I'm not complaining that the Boston Marathon bomber is his sentence was not commuted. I'm not complaining about that, but those guys still have to meet their maker. But the other guys that committed heinous, disgusting, immoral, animalistic crimes.
I think most people, regardless of your political affiliation, would think crimes committed against children are a no-go. That's not even that's not a political football whatsoever. We can all agree on that. There's very few things we can agree on.
So that is kind of what I woke up to today. I want to try to move. I can't move past it, but I'm just, this is Christmas Eve here, and there's plenty of other awful things in the news and awful headlines that we could discuss right now. But at this point, I'm like,
I didn't want to. Like the subway thing, we didn't want to talk about it really. That's
New York
so
City,
horrible.
yeah, the lady that was set on fire by the migrant that was, you heard it at the top of the hour. This guy that set the lady on fire on the top in the New York City
in the subway. In the subway, dude.
He was deported under Donald Trump. All of a sudden, he made his way back with Joe Biden and was staying in a migrant shelter. So these are all things we'll probably revisit later on this week. I know Hammer is gone. The rest of this week, I'll be back Thursday and Friday with the gun guy, Guy Relford. This is some of the stuff we'll revisit. So I just, wanted to remind everybody that there are still some things you need to be paying attention to, especially with Joe Biden in his last few weeks in power. Or is it really him and people that are pulling the strings? New survey finding that the average viewer, I identify with this
me
so
too,
much.
100%.
You sent this to me. Survey finding the average viewer spends 110 hours each year just figuring out what to watch.
Yeah, that's me.
Just figuring out what to watch, whether it be on Netflix, whether to be find a new show on some streaming service.
Just clicking
if
down.
My wife, look, if my wife and I don't know what we want to watch going in to, we've got some time away from the kids, or they're in bed, or they're at their grandparents' house. If we don't know what we're going to watch, if we don't have a plan going in, we're going to spend hours scrolling through Netflix, scrolling through Amazon Prime, Hulu, Max, whatever it is. Everything we're paying too much for. Half the stuff we don't even use.
You use the menu bar more than anything on the streaming service.
It's ridiculous.
I do. I find myself all the time, and people and my girlfriend will go like, "Are you gonna pick something?" And I'm just going through all the comedies. Then I go down. I'm in the action. I go all the way across. I go
do
down.
you pick something you've already seen that's a classic that you want to watch again, or do you want to pick something that's new that you haven't seen that's gotten average reviews?
Or do you want to pick something I've seen and then go to more like this and see what's on that listing?
Look, if you want to watch, okay, I'm talking to families out there that are looking for a good Christmas movie to watch with their kids that are like in the 10-ish, 12-ish range, and that are families that are don't like the fact that most of these movies have taken the Christ out of Christmas. Best Christmas pageant ever. Great movie. We rented it for I think we bought it for like $20. And really good. Really good.
The best Christmas pageant
I don't
ever.
know. How old are your kids?
I mean, 13 would be the one that would watch it.
That's okay. My 13-year-old, Connor about to turn 13. We watched it.
What'd you find it at? Prime, and then
I typed it in on Prime, and then it was available to rent.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's what facilitating the rent, but the best Christmas pageant ever for somebody that thinks that Hollywood can't make those kinds of movies anymore. Traditional family Christmas movies. That's what I'm talking about. That's probably a good one right there. Okay, let's hit Matt Bear with traffic.
Yeah, Nigel, looking at a crash on the east side. It's Post Road south of Rawls. Eastbound 465, still a little bit slow. Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road, and inbound 65 slow at the Dog Leg. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance asks, what do your home and auto have in common? They're yours, and Progressive protects them both. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
41 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up, we'll having a little more fun. Some of our favorite moments from Are You Okay With This? Plus a conversation with the iconic Bill O'Reilly. All on the way. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration. Why is it important to lose fat in a healthy manner?
If you're doing it in a healthy type of a way, which is structure function based, everything's going to improve. As people are doing weight loss, if you are doing it in an unhealthy way, because they've done this check for years and years and years, and there's been so many of them, in 5 years, you're going to be worse off if you had never done anything. So really, you need to look at it 5 years down the line, not in 6 months, I've lost 60 pounds. 5 years later, I'm 100 pounds more than what I was before. And if you do it pharmacologically or unhealthy type of means, you're guaranteeing that in 5 years, you're going to be heavier than what you were before. You can't make yourself more unhealthy and expect good results.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather. Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher. B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher. B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
Tech scams, identity thieves, data leaks. Hearing about these online threats every day can be stressful, but don't worry. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? Well, it means you won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars January 23rd at the Holiday Inn Express in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar at 8. And January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, police search is underway after 43 monkeys escaped from a research facility in South Carolina this week.
That's not good.
They were too young to have any testing done on them and too young to carry any diseases. Thank God. Are you okay with this?
No. I'm not okay with this at all.
They don't have any diseases.
How do we know? Or are they just lying to us? Why are they in the research facility if they haven't had any tests or they don't have some sort of disease?
Call Fauci. I don't know.
Right? No, I don't believe a word of what these people are saying, because the story originally, for those who may have heard about this, was that these people went on television and said, there's not really a threat to the community. Like, the word really is a pretty big word here when you're talking about 43 monkeys going rogue. I don't buy the fact that there wasn't a threat to the community, and I refuse to accept the fact that they haven't had any testing done on them. You don't bring a monkey to a research facility and just keep 43 of them as pets.
It's not a zoo.
Right. So, this brings us to great moments in monkey history.
Of course it does.
And this is why I say that word really is a big deal. Listen to this woman's story. This is from, I think it was somewhere in the Midwest. A monkey had escaped and threatened to rip her ear off.
I looked out the window and there was a monkey looking at me, and I took a second take and I was like, there's a monkey on the front porch. He was trying to get into my house, the little button that you push in on your screen door. He had broke it off. I was literally hanging on to the door trying to hold my door closed. He crawled, jumped up my back and landed on my head, grabbed handfuls of hair and just ripped it out, and then ripped my ear almost completely off of my head.
No threat to the community. There's just 43 of those little bastards running around. Really? Great moments in monkey history. Ladies and gentlemen, Cousin Eddie.
I ain't seen a beating like that since somebody stuck a banana in my pants and turned a monkey loose.
That was me in football betting a couple weeks ago. And last but certainly not least, you know we could not do a segment on monkeys without the monkeypox theme song.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Monkeypox, monkeypox, oh monkey, 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 monkeypox, monkeypox, oh monkey, 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 monkeypox, monkeypox.
Wait for it.
Monkey, 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 monkeypox.
There it is.
Last weekend, a 16-year-old kid became the first person to completely defeat the original Nintendo Entertainment System's Tetris. He used a crash-resistant version of the game and made it to the, quote, rebirth, where the game rolls back to the start. Here is the moment that he does it.
Oh my god, I actually thought I was going to end at 254. I just messed it up. All the ore is gone now. It's all gone. It's actually all gone, bro. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, I actually got rebirth. Oh my god!
Are you okay with this?
Before I answer, I have questions. Number one, how does a 16-year-old in today's society even know about the original Nintendo Tetris? Number two, how much of this young man's life has been spent for this moment right here? How many times did he ignore going out with friends, going outside, exercising, to sit around and play an old game that his parents, maybe grandparents, used to play? And number three, what do you get? What do you win when you make it all the way through? When the fruits of your hard work and labor go all the way through and you win it and it rolls over, other than the self-gratification, do you get anything for it? Is there scholarship money? Because if not, I'm not okay with this, Nige. I'm not, because this tells me this kid has been inside way too long. What are you going to do in life where this is the main skill you're going to use? Unless you're working at Nintendo on the Tetris game, I don't know where this is going to come in handy.
I have a fourth question I'd like to ask this 16-year-old. Would you mind saving some chicks for the rest of us?
Does this make him the homecoming king, or does this mean he gets shoved in a locker? I don't know. Like, when he's walking around his high school, is he Mr. Billy Badass with his chest hanging out? Yeah, I'm the guy that ran the table on Tetris. Or is he the guy that, people like our pal Dan Dockich would take his lunch money?
Oh, man.
We had a video where he did that once.
I remember. I know what you're talking about. That's hilarious. Okay, are you okay with this? Ultimate Classic Rock. It's this website. They put together a list of the top 35 Southern rock songs. Here are the top 5, and let's just say it belongs to the Allman Brothers of Leonard Skinner.
Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying, 'cause I'm as free bird as a bird now. Sweet home Alabama, I'm gonna let him catch the midnight round.
So basically, Allman Brothers and Skinner, top 5 Southern rock songs of all time. Are you okay with that?
I'm going to have to be, because I believe that's going to be Donald Trump's inauguration if he wins. It's going to be a Leonard Skinner cover band. It's going to be Allman Brothers cover band, maybe a Molly Hatchet cover band, because all the big celebrities are leftists. Maybe Kid Rock, and that's it.
3 Doors Down?
They did the first one, right? They did back in 2016. Let's do one more.
8 Bulls escaped from a rodeo in Massachusetts, charged through a fence, and ran through the parking lot. Here is the moment they escaped, caught on video, and people in the community talking about the escape.
I had a legit rodeo in my backyard.
As soon as I stepped out, when I looked over there, and I was like, those aren't horses. Those are literally bulls. And oh my God, didn't hit the pool. They didn't hit nothing else. Yeah, I'm glad that was fenced off back there. And they all just stopped. So there's a lot of kids around here. We don't want anybody getting hurt.
Yeah, nobody hurt. 8 bulls escaping from a rodeo in Massachusetts. Are you okay with this?
Yes, I love it. This is what you get for having a backyard rodeo in Massachusetts. You don't buy salsa from New York City, and you don't go to a rodeo in Massachusetts, of all places, especially one of these towny rodeos in somebody's backyard. I don't trust the massholes, and that's what they're called if they live in Massachusetts. I don't trust the massholes to do anything right, let alone put on a Southwestern-style rodeo in their backyard. So, yes, I'm glad the Bulls got out, and the only unfortunate thing is that nobody got hurt here.
That's the bad news of the story.
They didn't learn anything, right? If somebody would have at least got gored or trampled, then maybe a lesson would have been learned here. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's not going to be cold enough. 44 degrees, cloudy downtown. There's no rain on your radar. Tonight's low drops to about 36. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:29. Don't expect any snow this Christmas, says Andrew White with the National Weather Service.
For Christmas Day, we're expecting temperatures to be in the 40s for much of Indiana, but some spots could be reaching close to 60 by Saturday.
He says every part of Indiana is likely to get some rain at some point this week. It's only supposed to warm up as the week goes on, as you heard him mention there before. 2 people have been arrested for the death of a 7-year-old, according to jail records. IMPD says they found the victim at a home Sunday in a neighborhood of the west side near the Westmore Street Bridge over Eagle Creek. That child is both hurt and malnourished. Kevin Gavarette and Julia Sizemore are each preliminarily charged with neglect of a dependent resulting in death. Police are still looking into the whole thing. Give IMPD a call if you have any info on what may have happened. President-elect Donald Trump is laying out his policy agenda as he prepares a return to the White House. Fox's Jackie Heinrich reports.
President-elect Trump
campaigned on bringing down prices and securing the border, and he has a number of executive orders planned to that end for his first day in office.
We will begin the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Trump is also planning executive orders to reduce energy prices through permitting reforms, and he wants to extend the 2017 tax cuts, some of which are expiring next year. Last week, Democrats foiled efforts to fast-track that plan. Congress will have to battle it out in next year's budget reconciliation package instead.
He wants clemency for the man he deemed guilty. Orvan Maybe and the jury he was in charge of found Kofi Ajabu guilty of murdering 3 people in Indianapolis in 1994. Ajabu was given a life sentence, but Maybe is now saying he wants clemency for Ajabu for Governor Holcomb.
I truly believe Raymond Adams did all 3 killings. I don't believe Kofi killed anyone.
Adams was also convicted along with Ajabu. Maybe says the guilty verdict has haunted him and is pushing for clemency. As for where gas prices have been going lately, oil and gas analyst Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg Survey weighs in on that.
After 5 months of crashing prices, totaling 51 cents reduction, now gasoline prices have turned upward. There's been an average hike of 2 cents per gallon to $3.13.
According to Gas Buddy, the average for a gallon in Indiana today, $3.10. It's up 7 cents from 7 days ago. And with traffic at 531, how you doing, Matt Bear?
Pretty good, Harrison. Looking at southbound 65, it's nearly as wide open as we get for 530. Looks great. 21st to Meridian Penn. Same with eastbound 465 from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Crash on the east side. It's Post Road south of Rawls. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first, so what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sky or light rain, some drizzle are possible into tonight with some patchy fog developing through daybreak Tuesday with lows in the mid-30s. Christmas Eve on Tuesday, mainly dry with cloudy skies, carrying out some patchy drizzle with highs in the low 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We will waste no time and get right to the hotline. Bring on one of our favorites, Bill O'Reilly. BillO'Reilly.com, iconic host of The Factor, best-selling New York Times author. His latest book, Confronting the Presidents, out now, would make the perfect Christmas gift. Mr. O'Reilly, how's the book doing? How are you, man?
Let's see, 15 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. Be number 5 on Sunday. So I'd say we're doing okay. We debuted at number 1, as you know.
And it's a departure from the Killing series, correct?
Yes, this is a new series, Confronting. We'll have a second Confronting book out in September. But Confronting the Presidents is a huge bestseller because people, with the election this year, wanted to know, who were the good guys, who were the bad guys. And we pretty clearly lay that out in the book. I have not been challenged at all on this book. I thought I would get some pinheads, or at the University of Indiana yelling at me or something like that. But no, it's been a clear sell, and it is a good Christmas gift, and I very much appreciate you guys mentioning it.
So if given the opportunity to confront Joe Biden today, what would you say? What would you ask him?
Well, first of all, I'd apologize to him. And I'd say, I'm sorry that I'm calling you the second worst president in U.S. history, but I have to be honest, you are. So I don't know if that's going to get the conversation off to a rollicking start, but it's absolutely true. And the reason is, unlike other bad presidents like Herbert Hoover, the Depression, like Franklin Pierce, who was drunk every night, like Lyndon Johnson, who lied about the Vietnam War, all of those people inherited problems they could not solve. Biden created the problems.
Yes.
And that is the huge difference. Never before in our history have I found a president that created problems that harmed his own people. And Joe Biden did that on 4 or 5 different occasions.
And Bill, what's the reason? It can't be as simple as, we're going to open up the southern border and let as many people in as we possibly can, and eventually they're turned into Democrat voters. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it. I mean, it seems like there's something bigger, though, nefarious. Can you pinpoint? I mean, I heard you talking the other night about these super sanctuary cities that are still going on, like in San Diego, for instance.
Yeah, well, Biden and his cabinet have never explained why they opened the border, which is insulting to every single American. Just absolutely, it's like the drone thing now. Hey, just tell us what it is. You know.
Right.
Just tell us. But it's like, F you, we're not going to say anything. We opened the border for whatever reason. I can guess that they wanted to be woke. They wanted to be virtue signalers and the poor downtrodden people, because there is a movement led by the ACLU to open the border. George Soros wants to completely open the border. No boundaries, one world. And apparently Biden believes that, if he believes anything. I don't even think the man has a single belief. But nevertheless, it is such a catastrophe that will haunt the country for decades. Trump will seal it on up, and he'll deport some people. But this thing, the unintended consequences, it's going to be with us for decades.
And Bill, you bring up a great point. The lack of transparency. I mean, it's one thing to be bad at your job, but to be bad at your job and then not give any answers, not have, the president of the United States be the one to actually speak to the press. That's what's got people fired up for this next administration. Nigel and I talk about this all the time, Bill. I can't remember a time in my life where so many people were fired up for cabinet members to get to work, right?
Well, it's a war because the Trump administration basically said, look, if you elect us, we're going to clean it up. We're going to go into Washington and clean it up. So we're going to nominate bomb throwers to blow up the Department of Justice, to blow up the FBI, to blow up other departments that we believe are corrupt and ideological driven. That's why, and the left and progressive movement doesn't want that. They want business as usual. So that's why we have all this catastrophe. You mentioned San Diego sanctuary cities, about 10 of them. Boston, Denver, L.A., San Francisco, San Diego, and there are about 5 others, Baltimore. What has to happen there is as soon as Trump is sworn in, the Department of Homeland Security, run by a very tough guy now, Homan, has got to swear out some warrants for criminal aliens in some of these jurisdictions. Once the warrant isn't honored by the governor, the mayor, whoever, arrest them. Kash Patel is going to be the head of the FBI. Get on a plane, get on the FBI plane, fly to San Diego, put the county supervisor in cuffs.
Do you like Kash Patel? If he is indeed the guy, if he gets through the whole process, do you like Kash Patel?
I don't know him that well. I've interviewed him twice. He answered the questions. He is a Trump loyalist. There's no doubt about that. He's got a lot of experience. So he's certainly capable of running the FBI, unlike Hegseth, who I don't know if he's capable of running the largest corporation in the world, which is the Pentagon. I know he doesn't have any experience, but Patel does. So that's why I say Patel's going to be confirmed. No Republican senator is going to vote against him. Like him, I don't know. I'm willing to give him a fair shot.
Bill O'Reilly, BillO'Reilly.com, author of the best-selling book, Confronting the Presidents. You also wrote a book a couple of years ago on Donald Trump, again, a departure from the Killing series. Has Donald Trump changed? I don't know when the last time you've talked to him is. I know you got to interview him extensively for that last book you wrote about him, but something's changed about Donald Trump. Is that palpable? Can you tell that we're dealing with sort of a different Donald Trump, a different attitude here as we're moving forward, going into the inauguration?
Well, he has a sense of relief. I talked to him last week extensively.
Okay.
Off the record, of course. What I picked up were 2 things. He's relieved, as anybody would be. He went through hell. And I wrote a message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com saying this is the high point of Donald Trump's life. He wiped out all his adversaries, wiped out Kamala, wiped out the Democratic Party, wiped out the corrupt media. I mean, that's the trifecta. That's pretty impressive. Never before done in our history. So I got a sense of relief, and he was very focused on what we were talking about, much more so than I've seen him. He usually kind of rambles around. I mean, it's entertaining, but we were talking about pretty serious stuff, and he was really laser locked in. So I'm optimistic that he's going to de-intensify the beefs. You know, CNN is this, fake news is that. You don't need that anymore. You already beat them. It's like the Colts. I have money on the Colts on Sunday.
Do you really?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
And because the Titans are awful.
Yes.
Now the Colts are okay, but if the Colts are winning 40-0, you don't have to score another touchdown just because I'm betting on you. The spread's only 4.
Right.
I win. Right.
Right.
So it's the same thing with Trump. All right. You don't have to kick CNN anymore. They're done, and you did it. You did it. So that's when you beat somebody, your adversary, so like he has, kind of just washes over you, and I think that's where he is. That doesn't mean he's not feisty. It doesn't mean he's not going to be aggressive, but I'm hoping that the things that don't matter, he just lets them go.
Bill, how confident are you that in these next 2 years, leading up to the next midterms, Donald Trump, the House, the Senate, they can get done a lot of the things they campaigned on, they've talked about, things this country needs? It's a 2-year window here. How confident are you?
Well, they get the border done. Because Mexico has to put the troops on the northern and southern border like they had when Trump left office first time around. And if Claudia Sheinbaum doesn't do that, Trump will break her. He'll break the economy down there. And he could do that in a month. So that's a fait accompli. That's already done. I do believe they have a deal, a ceasefire deal, in Ukraine verbally. I think Trump and Putin have that deal. Putin's in bad trouble. Ruble's collapsed. He's taken hundreds of thousands of casualties for what? The guy can't even come out in Moscow and throw a snowball, or he'll get blown up.
Yeah. Right.
All right? I mean, the guy can't come. He has to live underground. His own people want to kill him. So he's got to get out of that. Middle East very complicated. I don't expect a fast turnaround there. And driving prices down in America, there's going to be a lot of oil hitting the market, and that should do it. But there are going to be certain companies that are overcharging, particularly insurance companies and food companies, that are not going to want to drop their prices. And the only way to Trump to fight that is to go out and hold a press conference and name those companies.
Okay, I want to take a quick break, speaking with Bill O'Reilly. When we come back, I want to ask Bill about his time at The Factor and how that show in cable news back in the day became such a juggernaut. That's next on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If you want to sell your home soon or immediately after the holidays, now is the time to get the process started. Get your home sold fast, easy, at top dollar, and guaranteed with Mark Dietel. Perhaps you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what David in Martinsville had to say about working with Mark Dietel. We were in a pinch. We had to sell a property in 2024 to avoid a serious tax hit. We had an agent friend list the property with no activity for months. We then hired the Mark Dietel team and went under contract and closed in a few weeks. What a relief to get our property sold and money in the bank. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Looking for last-minute gifts? Shane Company can help, even if you're still planning to propose. We have a wide selection of hand-picked diamonds and colorful gemstones in stock for dream engagement rings. Come discover fine jewelry gifts in every price range, curated by our in-house design team and crafted with care to our high-quality standards. At Shane Company, we'll protect your gifts with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com to find your store's extended hours and the perfect holiday gifts. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I mean, you got to love Barkeep Vodka. They're local. They use corn distilled from Indiana farmers, and they use this compression filtering process. It reduces all the bite and the burn and the aftertaste, and literally the smoothest vodka we've ever had on the show. Barkeep Vodka, better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas.
Enjoy top-shelf quality and value while supporting local Indiana farms. Grab a bottle today, barkeepvodka.com, sold wherever you get your spirits, barkeepvodka.com.
Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Would you like fries with that? Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear has a look at traffic.
Interstates look pretty fantastic right now, Nigel. I'm looking for a problem. Can't find any. Eastbound 465. A little bit of a drag around Allisonville Road. Nothing major there. And westbound 465 north side looking good. Coming out of Ditch Road 2, 865. Crash on the east side. This is Post Road south of Rawls. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
40 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC. The Hammer and Nigel Show. We are back with Bill O'Reilly. Bill, one more thing before we let you go. I wanted to pivot to your career. I mean, I remember being in my 20s. I'm 48 now, and just the first real exposure I had to cable news was The Factor. I would get off my rock radio job at 10 o'clock. I had you taped every night, crack open a six-pack every night, spin it with Bill O'Reilly, and I was just wondering if you think back to those days, like, what was it about The Factor that became so successful and so monumental, like the crux of what you were doing there in cable news TV at night?
Well, first of all, it's best to watch me, no matter what forum, intoxicated.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I was
you're ahead of the game.
I was taking the edge off. I wasn't totally inebriated.
I understand. I understand better than anybody. The success of The Factor was due to two things. Number one, I was authentic. May not agree with me, but I'm not a phony. I'm not a liar. I'm not a manipulator. People don't tell me what to say. Now, on network and cable news, all of these people, and I mean all of them, are taking orders on what to say. And you don't say it, you're gone. And that never happened. And so people didn't know what to expect. I'm not an ideologue. I don't come on. I'm not pushing a party. I'm obviously a traditional American. I believe in the tenets that made us strong and that we shouldn't do away with them. And I'm very anti-woke. In fact, we have not woke gear on BillO'Reilly.com. It's the fastest-selling stuff we've ever had. All right? And I don't like this DEI. It's not constitutionally. It doesn't line up with our freedoms. And I'm outspoken. But I'm not pushing a certain political party. I vote for some Democrats. I want the best problem solvers. So anyway, when I stormed on, that wasn't done. I mean, my main competition was Larry King, who could barely get through the show. Yeah. Larry, I remember telling my staff, hey, I'm going to beat this guy in 3 months. He can hardly breathe out there. This guy needs an oxygen tent. If I can't beat him, I'm leaving. I'm quitting the business. And we, overwhelmed him.
And I got to tell you, I think it's fascinating. Now you have not maybe nightly hits, but weekly hits with Chris Cuomo. show is at News Nation, right? I mean, that's a guy that, look, on this show, we played tons of clips from Chris Cuomo over the past 5 years, sort of giving him a hard time. And it seems like this guy has kind of maybe had some sort of turnaround or come to Jesus moment, even though you two...
I'm taking 100% credit for that.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
I love those segments you do with him.
Thank you. But, News Nation is very kind to me, and I'm happy to be there. But our main, I've hit this wave again. So I hit the cable news wave in 1996 when it first started, and now I've hit the YouTube wave. All of our stuff's on YouTube now, and all over the world, and I mean millions of people watch clips of my broadcast every night, and extensive clips. I just finished an interview with Le Express in Paris, big, powerful newspaper over there in Europe, and they have no clue about Donald Trump because all they get is the state-run media over there telling them stuff that isn't true. I set them straight, but our reach now is far beyond what we had at Fox News, but you'll never hear that story reported.
Number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list, Confronting the Presidents from Bill O'Reilly. You can find it anywhere books are sold. Bill, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You've not only been great to this station over the years, but to this show, the Hammer and Nigel show, specifically, an absolute pleasure and honor to always have you on. You're welcome anytime.
Well, you guys are the best, and we never take this for granted.
No.
And we're always very pleased when you guys invite us on. And I want you and your families to have a great, blessed Christmas. The same thing to everybody listening. And we'll talk again early 2025.
Excellent, Bill. Thank you. Best to you and yours. It's a Hammer and Nigel show.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Absolute Comfort. Chris Wedekin is the owner, and he says working for a glass house builder has made them experts at heating and cooling.
When the sun comes up on one side and sets on the other, the demand is much larger on one side at one part of the day and much larger on the other side of one part of the day. So with zoning, we can solve your issues.
Make your home absolutely comfortable by going to AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hey, don't take your eyes off the road. Just listen. What you hear right now, your customers hear it too. Get your message heard. Text BUSINESS to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Looking for a great place to go for car care?
Hi, this is Lonnie Hinkle from Jiffy Lube, and I'd like to share the top 5 reasons that every Hoosier should trust Jiffy Lube to help keep their car running safe and well. Number 5, our computer system holds the maintenance data for every make and model. We know exactly what your car needs and when it needs to be done. Number 4, Jiffy Lube's training system is in the Training Magazine Hall of Fame. Along with companies like Ritz-Carlton, Starbucks, and Nordstrom's, our team does the job right. Number 3, you never need an appointment. We are ready to serve you whenever it works best for you, so come on in and see us. Number 2, Jiffy Lube accepts competitor coupons so you can get our great service at the desperate price of our competitors. And number 1, Jiffy Lube is a one-stop maintenance shop, and we make it easy for you to take great care of your car. Avoid the repair shop by getting your maintenance done at Jiffy Lube. And we now offer brakes, tires, tune-ups, and minor repairs at most stores.
So head to Jiffy Lube. There's really no reason to take your car anywhere else.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the precision and accuracy of the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indy. You'll be amazed at the permanent natural results you can get and get back to work ASAP. Darren Andrews, Clinic Director of We Grow Hair Indy, is here to tell us more.
The Artist Robotic FUE hair transplant at We Grow Hair Indy, one of the most sophisticated hair transplant procedures available. The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Don't wait. Call today and find out more about the Artist Robotic FUE at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your hair evaluation. 317-522-2995 or go to WeGrowHairIndy.com. and grow your hair back today.
When I was younger, I may have did some stupid things, even committed some crimes, but I am not a criminal.
I work for youth advocate programs, I was Tamani's advocate, helping him stay out of jail, stay in the neighborhood, and get a job.
As a little kid, I experienced trauma and I acted out. Made some mistakes, but I'm not a mistake.
As Jalen's YAP advocate, I'm always here for her.
YAP is a community-based alternative to youth incarceration and neighborhood violence. Youth advocate programs. Learn how at yapinc.org.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Marek Mazurek. Agronovis Indiana has created a new accelerator program designed to launch new tech-focused businesses with the goal of addressing challenges in the food and ag bioscience spaces. Launching next year, Velocity will be a 6-month program that will award $75,000 to entrepreneurs who present the top solutions in 3 categories: bioinnovation, farmer-focused innovation, and food is health. Agronovis CEO Mitch Frazier said Velocity builds on the success of previous Agronovis competitions, including